Warzone 2 DMZ gameplay has surprised a lot of people, and I'm going to be one of the first people to say I was wrong about this mode and its popularity and its appeal. I want to talk about the good, the bad, the future of where I see this going. I'm even going to debate a little bit with a live audience about why I think this is better than Spec Ops. But right here at the beginning, I just want to do my initial breakdown of the good, the bad, and the future of the DMZ mode. This is a Reforge update. Warzone 2.0 DMZ gameplay is surprising many people, me being one of those who I'm having to say I was wrong about this game mode. Its appeal, it's fun, and it's a little addicting. I didn't expect myself to like it so much. I want to break down the good, the bad, and the future for you. And if you like these really quick updates, hit subscribe and the bell button, and don't forget to check out Reforge Gaming where I stream. So the good, I think it quickly hooks you once you have a good run. Like if you can actually sort of get in and get a decent experience with it, it's immediately sort of addicting. You're like, I want to try again. I want to try and get some stuff done. I want to have a better run. I think the missions are structured in a way where it's just sort of an addicting loop of I'm going to keep doing more. It has a decent length, a decent grind. You're always sort of checking a box. Now, initially, you don't open up a lot of those missions until you get a successful Xfill. I'm worried that'll be a barrier for some people because it can be tough to get an Xfill. I'll talk about that in a moment in the bad. I think the gameplay is very cooperative centric. I was playing, in my my brother's basement. We were staying with them for the holidays, and I wasn't even communicating with people. I was just kind of jumping in and showing my nephews the game mode, and it was very cooperatively driven. I think it's a very good mix of PvE and PvP. Honestly, I'm having more fun with it than I was having in Spec Ops. Now, the good does come with some bad. I don't think they do the greatest job explaining how some of the systems work. After a couple of tries, it sort of makes sense, but this is kind of par for the course for Call of Duty right now. The UI is kind of weird. They don't really show you how anything works. You just kind of have to poke around, and it's a little muddled. You have to go through numerous steps to get to certain things. I think some of it could be streamlined. They also need you to have more customization options. Like if I want to do a total naked run, I should be able to do that. Like if you're just trying to go in to scavenge or get some stuff, I had a self-revive, I had a better armor jacket, and I kind of felt like, well, if I just want to go on and maybe solo queue or not take it all that seriously, it'd be nice to unequip all those things. I think they need to give us the option to do that. There are times where the AI seems grossly overtuned, and then sometimes they're brain dead, and when they're overtuned and sort of take you by surprise and kill you rather rapidly, that can be pretty frustrating, if you're not wanting to maybe work on that part of the map. You're just trying to get through that part of the map. The AI can be sort of busted on a dime, and then other times they seem pretty stupid. The opening is still pretty glitchy, takes a long time to load in. There's this black screen, then it shows like this cutscene, kind of. Just cut all that out and drop me into the game, please. I don't think we need all the showmanship anymore. My 25th time dropping in, I don't need to see all that opening stuff. I think some of the missions maybe are a little too grindy, take a little bit too long to do, but I think that's part of the future. Let's talk about the future. That's the good, that's the bad. Let's talk about the future. I think it would be a great blend with Spec Ops. I think Spec Ops could blend, easily with this. Mission structures could be constantly expanded upon in a very limitless way. You could add more intentional areas, buildings, and AI, kind of similar to some of the things that are in Spec Ops, like drop that on the map, give me very, very specific and challenging things to do. I think that'd be very fun. I think the reward structure could start to be more self-contained. Let me get things that are just for the DMZ. I know that's kind of there, but maybe, elaborate on that and expand on that a little bit more. I think that would be very, very good. I want to know your thoughts below in the comments. Here's my thoughts. We were wrong about DMZ in Warzone 2. It's fun, it's accessible. I think it's better than Spec Ops. They do need to work on some of the AI and some of the loadout customization if you want to unequip things like self-revives or better armor jackets. I can't really turn those off. I have to take them in with me. But outside of that, I think this has massive potential to grow and maybe even blend with the other PvE content. If you like this very quick video, hit subscribe and the bell button, and I'll see you in the next one. And I'll see the rest of you right now. I saw Valiant in chat saying you can go in naked. No, you can't. I can't unequip self-revive. I can't unequip a really good jacket. Like if you get a better armor jacket to put in the 2 or 3 plates, you can't turn it off. You have to take it in with you. So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Thank you guys for being here. Welcome back, Death, as a Reforge member. We have officially decided we are not going to be doing base member, full member. It's just member and then member plus and then member VIP. If you want to do the member plus at $6, I'm going to do some extra things for those people. But a base membership is a membership now. A membership is a membership. If you get gifted, you get everything. We had some conversations, and we're just getting back to basics. No more of this confusing full membership, blah, 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 because we want to see gifted memberships come back in, and we do have some segment ideas planned. So you'll have to be a member to see those segments, though. I'm not going to be talking about them during the live stream, because the live stream's not about that. The live stream is about DMZ today. We're talking about Warzone 2 DMZ gameplay and how much I've been enjoying it. Just very, very good. I think they've got so much of the basics right in this. I really, really have enjoyed my time with it. I want to play more. I have the itch. It's like I want to keep jumping back in. Having more storage options in the game would be nice. There's only storage for keys and weapons. Yeah, you can't store an armor jacket. I've never been with a self-revive. Oh, yeah, I've extracted with self-revive equipped, and then you can go back in, and it's still there. It puts it at the top of your screen, and then, like, if you get, like, a 3 armor piece, flak jacket or whatever you call it. Yo, what's good, Feed? Good to see you in the chat. Glad to see you there. Yo, what's good, Takashi peeps in the chat? I see you've turned around. Glad to see, because I believe there's some serious fun to be had in DMZ. I think it's better than Spec Ops personally. I have a whole outline. I'll argue that later in the stream, but I just want to know what you guys think of it right now. What do you think of the PvE and the PvP style content? Is it something that you think has legs? Is it something that you have been enjoying? What's good, Michael? What's good, Connor? Good to see you. Guys, if you are curious about any of the things that you see and want to support, use the commands the way that Smashville is. The glasses, the shirts, the coffee, stuff like that. You can use those commands in chat. DMZ is definitely addicting. I hope they invest into more progression in it. But if those missions reset each season, that's a good starting point. I don't know about resetting. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could just reset them. What's good, Hex? DMZ is the reason I even downloaded COD in the first place. I would argue that not storing equipment is a good thing. I don't agree with that, Saint, because it's a tactic in these games to go in naked just to get stuff. And I don't want to go in, with really valuable things. Like, if I'm going to do a really challenging run with my buds, I don't want to risk my self-revive and my better jacket. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to go in with nothing. If I'm just grinding out while I wait for my buds to get home from work, I don't want to risk those things. I would like to just keep going in and grinding and getting stuff and not be like, oh no, if I don't extract, if I don't Xfill, I'm going to lose my self-revive. I'm going to lose my armor jacket. You know what I'm saying? Some people are saying it's buggy. Did you experience any? How bad? It's buggy when you first get in. I've not experienced any bugs once I'm in. I mean, the AI act really erratic. Like, sometimes they literally melt you, and then other times they're brain dead. So maybe that's what people are running into. Yo, Joe Kirkwood, welcome back as a Reforge member. Appreciate that very, very, very much. Guys, we will be doing a new member segment today. We do it during the lunch break. We take a lunch break with members, so but you got to be a member to see it. We're not talking about it. Laid up with Sicky, gonna need all the Lono content to get me through the week. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Joel. Get better as fast as you can. I would like to have a bigger arsenal that I could stockpile aside from weapons and keys. I extracted with an extra 3-plate vest, hoping I could have an extra, and it wouldn't let me. Yeah, again, I just think they need to think through some of that. Like, if I'm going to be saving up for, like, a really, really good run, you know, with my buds, I'd be nice to be able to save all that stuff. What have I missed? What's good, Toshibo? Somebody said, what was I wrong about? I didn't think it was going to be a very good mode. Oh, sorry, Discord. I didn't think it was going to be a very, very good mode, a very popular mode. I think DMZ is going to be the most popular mode in Warzone 2. Well, maybe not the most popular. It's not going to be more popular than Warzone itself. But as far as modes go, I think it's going to be one of the top popular modes. I think people are loving it. Yo, thank you, Luis Castillo, for coming back. 8 months on a Member Plus. Appreciate you for doing that. On the ball barrier, yeah. I think that they patched the money glitch, too. If you drop money next to a gun, the gun despawns now. Oh, is that what people were doing to glitch the XP? The DMZ needs something like a locker for vests. If they fix the loot system and add more progression, it will kill, says King Gubat. Yeah, it's... I see a lot of people complaining about the looting system in this, and I'm not actually sure if I get where they're coming from. There are times where interacting with stuff is super awkward. Like, you'll open a chest or you'll open a bag and you step slightly to the left or the right, and then it's like you have to do it again. And then when there are lockers like right on top of each other, it's like I can't get into the next locker. I do think they need to figure some of that out with the looting. The main problem with Warzone is they never really listen to the fans. Every update makes something worse before it fixes something. Yo, welcome back, Freebird. 4 months as a member on the Member Plus. Thank you for doing that. Good morning, Lono. Happy to be here with you as always. I appreciate it. We only get... Okay, hang on. It says, King Gubat says, nah, I mean, we only get guns and keys after a run. If they fix the loot system and add more progression. I'm not sure what you mean you only get guns and keys after a run. The more I play MW2, the more I hate the weapon unlock system. Oh, I can't believe that we did an upload on that. It didn't do very well, but come on. I can't believe people are not in agreement with me on that. Yo, Sinos coming back in with the VIP plus. Thank you. I didn't like seeing people renew their memberships and it said like retired tier 2, 3. So I just came up with goofy names for those really big memberships. VIP plus and VIP gold. It's literally you just being extra generous. They don't come with anything. But I got tired of seeing retired in the chat feed. I was like, all right, fine. If you guys aren't going to get off those, I'll let you have them. But I'll just name them something goofy. If you could save vests and such, people would stockpile, and you don't have the loss pain. Kind of makes it not worth it to camp players. Yo, welcome back, Xerox. 5 months at a Member Plus. But what do you mean they would just stockpile, Saint? Eventually, you would go in with all of your stuff and try and do something really hard. What's it to you if I never take anything with me? If I always go in naked? Why does that hurt your experience? What does that do to you? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, VIP Series S, the VIP Series X. There you go, Barrier. DMZ was fun for about 2 or 3 runs. The NPCs are very inconsistent with difficulty and more, and I would like more player engagement. I don't want more player engagement. No, thank you. I had a guy camping in Xfill. I could have freaking punched him. Just literally laying down and camping Xfills. YouTube didn't notify me that my membership was expired. We'll jump back in, baby. We're going to start doing member segments when we do that lunch break in the middle of the day for members. It's not just going to be a talk show anymore, and you don't get to find out about it unless you're a member. We're not going to keep talking about that in the streams anymore. We're just going to start doing new content. What are VIP live streams? Is that still listed as a perk? I should probably remove that. Actually, no. You know what? We might be able to do it. Don't hold me to it today, obviously, but I've got some ideas on what we could do for VIPs. I'm good. Haven't played since last Thursday, says Takashi. Got down with the sickies. Oh man, The bots in the DMZ are just stupid. Some shoot in the wrong direction, and some bots kill you literally faster than real players. Exactly, Patrick. That's why I said in my show open, I was like, they're so overtuned at times. It's like, what the frick was that? I will literally have an enemy. He'll be running, and they'll just, bullets just start flying out of him. I'm like, what the heck was that? Player saturation on the map is in a great place. I do feel like I can seek out player fights or avoid, and the AI will often alert me to the position of an approaching team. Oh, hang on a minute. I don't have my scene switcher running. There we go. We're supposed to be periodically coming over to this one. Yeah, if you guys like my Christmas shirt, man, you like that? Yep. Use that command. This one's from 80s Tees. Don't forget to use the code over there. I think the bot TTK is directly related to how much of you they can see and how close they are. Huh. Bower Socks with 14 months of membership at a VIP. Don't forget to get your Reforge Roast Frickmas Blend chat. It's the best coffee of the season. Yes, you can now pre-order Frickmas. You can pre-order it. And it looks like somebody already did. Thank you so much. 2 bags of Frickmas to Bower Socks. Thank you so much for doing that. We should have that within, I believe, next week. We should be able to start shipping it to you guys. I rarely get lasered now. I've been playing for a bit unless someone sneaks up on me. I mean, I get lasered when I'm running, Valiant. I'll be like running to a location, and all of a sudden, you know, somebody I didn't see around the corner or something, some bot, just, it's like, pip, 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 and I'm like, oh my gosh, all my armor's gone, and I'm like breathing. It's like, oh, I better have a stim. It's, I don't know. It's hard to explain. It doesn't seem like natural. Does that make sense? Whenever that happens, it doesn't feel natural. It feels awkward. It's like, what the huh? What was that? Greg is right. Also, the bots get stronger as the match goes on. They start dropping with armor, and it seems like they're more accurate. Yeah, the first couple of guys, like if you go to a section and you're just like shooting some guys, they all die really fast, and it's like enemy activity's increasing in your area. Well, then a helicopter shows up, and it drops guys that are a little bit more armored. So I usually boogie once that happens. I'm like, I'm out of here. I don't want to stay here. I don't want to deal with this. I have something there. I think it was an eyelash. I like something in my eye. It was like driving me crazy. Started playing it to get the M13. Fell in love with it. Bots can be a nightmare. The bots don't feel consistent. That's the problem. You have to play like it's multiplayer unless you know you cleared the area. Even in Warzone, some bots are bots. Others have God mode turned on. Respect the bots. That's right. That's right, Robert. Respect the bots. They will F you up. I think it's to add risk-reward factor for staying in the game and not extracting early. Well, it's also to create challenge. Like, as you pick things up and get more armor and get better guns and get better stuff, you're stronger too. So if everybody was running around without armor, you would just be mowing them down. Does that make sense? Like, your power grows. So they can't have you running around just killing the guys that are standing around with shotguns. Well, I don't even think some of them have shotguns. A lot of them just have SMGs. I throw some grenades under the helicopter and just kill all. Yeah, you can usually get a pretty good run. Somebody asked how long Mjolnir's been there. I forget when I put Mjolnir there. That's the little box and everything. Oh, I've got my Lego Advent calendar. I got to start making videos with that. I believe we're launching the Lego channel today. We'll announce that later. Maybe it's just me. I don't think they're inconsistent. I 100% know if I'm being shot by a bot or a player, and the armored guys spawn for a reason. Yeah, it's weird, Valiant. I'm telling you, whenever it's happened, I wonder if it's latency or lag or something, right? I wonder if it's latency or lag. I'm telling you, it only happens to me now when I'm running. I'll be like running through an area, and there'll be somebody that I missed. You know, somebody I didn't see, some bot around a corner, and it's like, pip, 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 and it's like, oh my word, where's all my health? Where's all my armor? Like, it's like instantaneous. It's like the bullets stack or something. It doesn't feel natural. Shock sticks are stupid good for the groups that drop in from the heli. Just put one under and it's like shooting fish in a barrel. I tried to do the SAM turret one, right? I tried to do the SAM turret one, and it just didn't shoot down any of the planes. I didn't understand what I was doing wrong. Like, I took it over, I laid down, I had a nice LMG, these guys come piling up, and I'm just like, bah, 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 bah. I'm just mowing them down. And then the SAM turret got taken over, and it didn't do anything. It kept shooting at stuff and missing. It kept shooting walls. It would, like, try to shoot something, and the explosion, it would, like, hit the building. I was like, this thing's terrible. Like, can I do it? I saw planes coming through, and it wouldn't shoot at them. I was pinging the planes. I was pinging the helos. I don't know, man. The SAM turret mission feels stupid. SAM turret's supposed to shoot the plane. It takes years, and it's an annoying mission. Yeah, it's like he wouldn't do it. You have to constantly refill plates. Well, no, I'm not talking about, like, I'm not running around without armor plates and being surprised at how quickly I die. I'm saying that sometimes something funky happens with the enemy AI, like, accuracy. If you're playing this, by the way, if you're just tuning in, we're talking Warzone 2 DMZ gameplay. Why I thought I was wrong about this mode. It's awesome. I think it's dope. I'm very addicted. We have a second talk show today that we might not even do. I might just try to play with you guys or try to grind it out, and we'll kick the talk show to tomorrow. Sometimes even the early guys have good aim, have got aim. That's right. Yo, what's good, Paul? Yeah, thanks for spamming the thumbs up emoji. If you guys spam the, what is that, Lono dope? Get some Lono dope in chat. Show people that thumbs up. I had a SAM turret that went full tower defense and ripped like 4 helis in 30 seconds. What the frick? That's what I'm saying, man. I feel like lag or something is happening. Oh, you're saying you have to constantly refill Smashville. I understand what you're saying. The anti-air mission takes a while. There aren't enough SAM sites around, in my opinion. Even getting to one can take forever. I got all the way to one that was out in the open. I thought, okay, this will be a better one, right? I'm like, okay, this will be a better one. It's out in the open. It'll have an easier time shooting down the planes, because the first one I took over, it just kept shooting the building. And then I took it over a second time, and then it just didn't work. I think it glitched out. I don't know if you can keep taking it over. I think it's like the first try and then that's the end of it. I don't know if you can keep doing it. So the second one I got to, I get all the way out to it and I lay on the ground, and as soon as I lay down, I get sniped by a real player. He shot me like twice. I was like, "Oh, something hit me big." And then I was dead. He bodied me, took my armor off, and then shot me one more time. Will the SAM shoot down players in helicopters too? That'd be fun to see. Yeah, I don't know. You can keep capturing it. We had to capture one 3 times. Well, mine glitched out on the second capture. I captured the SAM site again, killed the guys that came again, and then it just sat there. It didn't move around. It didn't target anything. I was like, I don't know what's going on. Considering the size of the project that is MW2, I'm impressed that things are as good as they are, but there's plenty of room for improvement. Yeah, there's just a lot of loose bolts and glitches and bugs and stuff. If there was a way to keep the SAM from going offline, I don't know how. Yeah, I don't mind it going offline. I'm confident mine glitched out. I'm confident because I did it again and it said you now have control, and then it just sat there. It didn't do anything. Every single encounter against bots, I have to replay it. It's just annoying because they hit you even when they're running away from you. Something I've noticed, Takashi, this is a strategy that I was using last night. I just immediately shoot them. Even if it's not a great shot and you hit them in the leg or the arm or whatever, they stop shooting. It like stuns them. I'm running an LMG almost every time. Like the RPK. I shoot everybody that looks at me. It's like, I just put a bullet on them because it like stuns them. Now the armored guys not so much, but anybody without armor, I just immediately, if I feel like they're going to engage me, I immediately shoot them. Yo, what's good, YouTube lurker? 7 months and a VIP. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome on in. If you guys have never done a membership on YouTube before, you can click that $sign at the bottom of chat and check out all the different tier levels that we have. We every day we have a lunch break with members, and those streams are going to start to have segments in them. The best way to Xfill is to do a hostage extract. You'll get your own personal Xfill. Oh, yeah, I heard that audio once. One of the guys in my team must have been working on it. And he was like, get that hostage out of here. And I wasn't with them. They had driven off to some other part of the map. And I was like, well, good luck, boys. I was like, I'm not with you. I couldn't help them. I'm having trouble figuring out what people want. They want more Tarkov, but they can't handle these bots. Bots and Tarkovs are gods. I don't want them to be easier, Saint. I don't. I want them to be consistent. Morning, Lono. What's good, Rad? Do you know? Does that make sense? Like, I just want them to be consistent, because it's like sometimes you're literally looking at the enemy, and before I can even bring my gun up to aim, it's like pip pip. It's like, oh my gosh! It's like their engagement style is just weird. They go from being like brain dead, not paying attention to you, to all of a sudden I'm getting laser beamed. I don't know. It doesn't feel like there's any escalation like you have in the campaign. Even Spec Ops felt like the AI behaved less erratically. The AI was tough in Spec Ops, but it just felt erratic. It was like, what the huh? I don't want it to be easy. I find it to be confusing, almost like you're disoriented. You're like, well, that guy seemed really dumb, and he didn't seem like he was going to aim at me, and then suddenly his gun just almost like glitches up, and I'm like dying a split second later. And then other times, they don't shoot at you. They just start running. It's like, what? I think some of it's just not knowing the rules with the AI yet. They just behave strangely sometimes. They'll just start running to cover, and other times they immediately shoot you. It's like you don't get any indication of anything. No lag in single player. DMZ, the bots have 0 ping and you do. Oh, maybe that's why it feels so instantaneous. They're on that 0 ping, baby. I think Spec Ops focuses the AI more. The openness of the DMZ makes the AI screwy. Yeah, like their aggro gets messed up or something. They're just kind of wandering around, and it's almost like if they're not in their spot, they try to run to it. Does that make sense? It's like the AI gets lost, and he's like, oh, there's a person. Well, I'm not supposed to be here. And he like runs, and then he gets into cover and starts shooting at you. And other times, he's like walking around, and all of a sudden he's like, and like you're instantly shot. Like, wait a minute, what happened there? There was no millisecond of reaction time for me, and this guy's instantly shooting me. So I do think the openness of the map probably screws with the AI's aggro. I do have to say the AI does path intelligently to flank you if you go, oh my gosh. That's actually very, very well stated. The AI, once they're engaging you, holy frick, they are not nice. They don't just leave you alone. They're like, oh, he went in a building. I can't see him. Like, you know how they do that in some games. It's like you go around the corner and they're like, where did he go? Oh, well, and they give up. It's not like that at all. They will come after you. They're like, he's in here, he's in here. And the door comes flying open. You like close the door, and they do it again. They keep coming in. The pathfinding depends on who you are fighting. Yeah, it feels like the more armored they are, the more aggressive they are. Like, they literally will come to where you are sitting. They will find you. Find them and destroy them. I was playing DMZ just now. What's good? What's good, Divine the God? Yeah, the perfect grenade placement. I had this happen to me in the campaign twice. Once when I was streaming with you guys, and a second time when I was recording. Someone threw a grenade at me, and I ran forward, like, toward them to, like, get beyond it, and I kicked it, or it, like, bounced off my legs or my feet, and it came with me. I was like, wait, where'd the grenade? Boom! It's like, how did that happen? It happened to me twice. Got Modern Warfare 2 for $55 at Walmart. Played some multiplayer, and man, the SBMM is terrible. It's just awful. We have a skill-based matchmaking video over on the Reforge Reacts channel. It's a channel just for reaction content. That video is just crushing because people are like, this is exactly all the problems. This is such a well-made video. Like, we're getting really good response to it. It has like 22,000 views, and the channel has what, like 3,000 subscribers? Like, super small channel, but the video is crushing. And everybody says the same thing. They're like, I didn't think I was this good. Everybody's saying the same thing. They're like, I didn't think I was this good of a player, but apparently the game thinks I'm a pro. Like, that's how everybody feels. I'm telling you, I feel like DMZ is going to rise in popularity because a lot of those more casually minded players like myself, they're going to flock to the DMZ. They're going to be like, this is more laid back. This is more casual. This is more fun. I think that's going to be a thing. I think you're going to see DMZ get very populated with people that are more like that in their mindset. I keep getting into games with people, and I don't even have to talk to them. I don't even have to talk to them. We just work together. Hey, somebody ordered some coffee. Thank you so much, Tech, for ordering a bag of Frickmas and a bag of the Dark. We do have some combos that Creature has made. It'll save you a little bit of money if you do the best of both worlds or the triple threat. If you do all three flavors or just like the light and the dark, it will save you a little bit of money if you guys do those bundles. So make sure and check that before you check out. I died 8 times in a row in DMZ the other day. Well, yeah, you can certainly get into a rut. I got into a rut last night. All I was trying to do was drop in, and I was trying to run to a SAM site, and I just couldn't do it. I just kept getting popped by the ads. It was extremely frustrating. It was like, okay, I just can't get anywhere. It just felt like the AI was super overtuned. I don't drink coffee much, but I need to try the Frickmas. I'm drinking some of it from last year. We still had some bags left over. I'm really excited about the new bags. They're going to be so nice. Shoot House is not an anomaly. It's the same SBMM. It's quicker to reverse boost in for a good game, though. Listen, I have no desire to reverse boost. I just don't. I stopped playing. I just stopped playing. It's easier to stop playing than to go through. Wait, why am I going to go? Excuse me. Why am I going to go through all these steps just to have a decent game? What on earth? You don't deserve that much of my time. What? No. No, I'm not doing it. No, get out of here. I saw a trick someone made. It's called reverse boosting, where you purposely do terrible until it shows you into pump stop matches. May have to do that when playing multiplayer. But I don't want to do that at all. I don't. If you guys are just tuning in, we're talking about DMZ and why I felt like I was wrong about it. It's really fun. It's super addicting. It's got some things they need to fix. But we're also kind of talking about how I feel like skill-based matchmaking in Modern Warfare 2 is going to push people to DMZ. Reverse boosting is just stupid. It's just dumb because all you're doing is wasting your own time for honestly, for games that aren't even fun. I've had games where I play really poorly because skill-based matchmaking whiplash is a thing, okay? It is a thing. And I get into a lobby with a bunch of bots and a bunch of noobs, and it isn't fun. There's nothing fun about it. You're not doing anything that's impressive. You're killing people that don't even shoot back. What on earth? Just go put the campaign on easy, and you'll have the same dadgum experience. I don't know. Reverse boosting is a waste of time in my mind. Like, I'm not going to talk you out of it, but it's like, fun is challenge. Fun's growing your skills. Not every game. It's not. Every game is not, oh, I'm being challenged. I'm improving my skills. No, brother. I've plateaued, and I admit that freely. I've plateaued. This is as good as I'm going to get. My best games are going to be 2 KDs. Most of my games, I'm going to hover around a 1 KD. That's it. That's me. And when you think that because I did that, I should play against people who are getting 3 and 5 KDs and sliding around the map and dolphin diving and doing all of the extra stuff to move a split second faster than me, bye. I don't care. I don't care enough to put up with it. I just don't. It's not. I don't know. I mean, challenge is good, but skills can also be just how to outthink enemies. I'm not promoting. Oh, you're not promoting SBMM. Yeah, but busting on noobs is not fun either. It just isn't. It's boring. Like, and that's why you need to just have it be random. It just needs to be random. Because when you're in a random match, you're going to find that guy that's way better than you. You're going to find that guy who is a potato rolling down a hill. Like, you're just, and it's more emergent. It's more dynamic. I don't know. I'm fully in favor of doing that. I'm fully in favor of doing that. Now, I want to talk to you guys about something. And I've got some discussion questions, but I gave myself a little outline because I honestly think that the DMZ is better than Spec Ops. I do. And I've got a variety of reasons why. I think there's pros. I think there's cons. I think there's the possibility that we see them combine the DMZ with Spec Ops because I do think there is a draw to the large map PvE emergent gameplay that you sort of get in these game modes, but Spec Ops is sort of rote and rehearsed. I also think that Spec Ops launched kind of buggy, and then DMZ kind of came in, and those of us that were looking for PvE content, ongoing PvE content, we're enjoying it very much. And the raids are coming, so I know that Spec Ops are prepped for raid, and they're probably not going to do anything extreme in the immediate future, but I do want to talk about why I think that the DMZ is better than Spec Ops. So first, these are the pros. I think these are the things that the DMZ does that is more enjoyable than Spec Ops. Number one, it's just more emergent. You're having more of those random experiences, those really intense firefights. It doesn't feel like I'm going to go here, I know the bot's over there, I know this guy's in this room. That can be fun too, like when you're finessing a rehearsed piece of gameplay, but I think the dynamic and sort of emergent gameplay that you experience in the DMZ, I think it makes it more exciting. It gives you almost the Battle Royale experience without the Battle Royale sweat, if that makes sense. It's kind of why I think Plunder was such a popular mode for such a long time, because I think people generally just wanted to just be in the action. They like that randomness, that big, huge map. You can hear gunfire. You can see people doing stuff with vehicles and all of that. And the DMZ kind of gives you that feeling of, hey, it's kind of like a BR without all that BR sweat of you're dead, go back to the lobby, or you're dead, go fight it out in the gulag. Now, there are people that love that, and I think they're just going to stay in Warzone. But there's people like me that I just want to turn the temperature in the room down a little bit. I love Call of Duty. I love the guns. I love the way the game feels. But, I do not always want to be in the sweat box. It's one of the reasons that skill-based matchmaking is being debated more now than it ever has. It's super detectable in Modern Warfare 2, and I think DMZ is standing there as like, this is the midway between straight-up campaign or Spec Ops and straight-up Sweatfest. It's kind of in the middle, and it gives you that experience. I also think it's very easy to hop in. This is one of the things I think that DMZ does better than Spec Ops. You can just hop in. You don't have to, get your buds and figure out how to do the mission. You can just kind of hop in and start experimenting. And Spec Ops, it's like, nope, you got to do this. You got to do it in 10 minutes. You got to do that. And you got to go there. And so there's that urgency every time you're running it. Now, again, once you learn the Spec Ops missions, it's not quite as extreme. But again, since you've done it, especially if you're doing it every week to prepare for raids, I think DMZ just has that randomness in its favor. It's not the same thing every time. A larger map and experience, I do think, feels more like the classic COD BR experience. Now, there are some cons, though. So it does things better, I think, than Spec Ops, but I do think the lack of customization options for naked runs, I think, is kind of frustrating. Like, if you're waiting for your friends to get home to play and you just want to grind it out and get some guns and extract, but you don't want to risk losing all your primo stuff. I had a self-revive. I had a 3-plate jacket, and I couldn't take that off. If I go in with no guns, no anything, I don't want to risk losing anything, but I have to go in with the 3-plate armor. I have to go in with the self-revive, even though I might not want to. I would love the ability to just disable those things and save them for the sweaty run. If I'm going to go in with the boys and I'm going to do something really hard, I want to have that self-revive. I want to have that 3-plate vest. I do think the AI can be overtuned, spongy, and a bit aimbot-ish. I think this could be lag. It's just random. Sometimes the AI feels very manageable. Other times you'll be running, and then all of a sudden you're just like tit, and you just boom, you have nothing. It feels like there's a latency issue there. Again, the bots are on the server, so they have a ping of 0, so that's probably going to be an issue. You know, sometimes there's like a packet loss, and then all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, I got shot way more times than I thought. It seems to happen almost kind of on a dime. There is possible griefing in the game. I went to do an Xfill, and there was a guy who was just clearly camping the Xfill spot. He was by himself. That's all he wanted to do, was just ruin people's day. You don't even get that much for it. I mean, you do get some money. There might be some challenges that you're getting. I don't think griefing is that likely, unless, of course, again, people get bored. This could be, a ripe place for people to just go in and grief. Like, oh, I'm just going to go in and camp Xfill spots. Now, there's plenty of Xfill spots, and there's not that many people in the server. I think, like 25 to 30 people. I think 10 teams of 3 is roughly what it is. So the odds of running into somebody doing this is low. You know, if an entire server was people griefing, they'd get bored very quickly because no one would be Xfilling. Everybody would be camping an Xfill spot and not trying to get out, and that would then maybe discourage it. There's just not enough people to feed the griefers, if that makes sense. I hate griefers. I think they're poison to almost any game. I think they cannibalize any game they touch, and I think they're douchebags. Like, they're not playing the game because they enjoy the game. They enjoy griefing. I feel like it's a significant problem in some games. I don't see it being a huge issue for DMZ. Also, it's buggy. So Spec Ops was buggy when it came out. DMZ's buggy. It's unpolished. The UI is still very rough. That's another one of the cons. It's another one of the things. It's like, man, you guys have got to get this game polished. You got to bolt some of this stuff down. It just doesn't feel all that good. So that's the pros and the cons. Now, I have a list of things that I think they could do to combine it with Spec Ops, right? I think you could bring Spec Ops level missions into the DMZ. So you go into the DMZ with an actual Spec Ops level mission. You got a certain number of things to do, and you got to do it in a certain amount of time. I think that could be really, really fun. I think Spec Ops needs that. It needs something that's not so rehearsed, and it would give you that combination of like the Emergent BR dynamic experience, but then you'd have sort of the intensity of a very specific mission that you have to do. Now, you have Spec Ops prep for raids. I think that needs more clarity going forward. How exactly does this work? The entire UI system for Spec Ops is still, I think, confusing. Certain things just don't seem to be explained. I'm like, where do I get these things? How do I do these things? It's starting to work, which, good for you, I guess. Congrats on getting it to work right, but it still feels a little muddled and a little confusing. I think it's possible that Call of Duty just wants lots of funnels and lots of modes, so these will just stay separate. You'll have DMZ, you'll have Spec Ops, you'll have Warzone, you'll have raids. I think raids and Spec Ops interacting with each other is why I think there is some potential to have the DMZ and Spec Ops sort of interact with one another. I feel if you have too many modes, they could start to cannibalize each other. People are just going to say Spec Ops and raids are boring. It's just AI, or it's just bullet spongy. DMZ's better. It's more like a battle royale. I was surprised. That's kind of my final thought in this little outline that I prepared for you guys. I was surprised at how fun and addicting it was. I have the itch. I think many others have the itch as well. When I was sort of searching YouTube to see what the dialogue about DMZ gameplay, everyone's saying, oh my gosh, this is so fun. This is my new thing. This is my new addiction. I just want to play this. So I do think there is a growing consensus that this is a really good mode that they need to expand upon. That may motivate them to not do anything with it as far as combining with other modes. It's got limitless potential for expansion. You can always add missions. You can always add new things to chase. So I actually think it's here. It's here for the long haul. I do. I think it's here for the long haul. And if they can fix the bugs and the crashes, because you do run into that sometimes. Somebody saying like, oh, I lost everything because it crashed. Yes, those are some things that I would love to see addressed in the near future. So by and large, I think DMZ does things better than Spec Ops, and Spec Ops might run the risk of being less liked under sort of the shadow of the popularity of the DMZ, and combining the two could maybe allow Spec Ops to rise to like a higher caliber of popularity and gameplay, and essentially give more players something to do who don't necessarily want to sweat it out in Warzone, or they don't want to sweat it out in Modern Warfare 2 with the skill-based matchmaking. So that's I kind of prepared that outline. I was like, yeah, so I want to know what you guys think about everything I just kind of said. Thank you for the $2 tip, Fat Steven. If you have an itch, remember to apply cream. That's right. My biggest issue is we can only do 3 challenges at a time. Yeah, you know what the bummer about that is, Butters? Is like, let's say you're working on extracting with stims and bandages, and you can't find any, but you keep finding, flash drives and hard drives. And you're like, oh my gosh, I came in with the wrong mission. You know what I'm saying? I get why they do it, though. If you could do everything at the same time, it would be super fast. You'd finish it very, very quickly. What's one thing from a different Call of Duty that you really love that you'd like to see them add to this one? You see, my experience with Call of Duty traditionally was I would grab the boys and we would just play Headquarters all day, or we would just play Team Defender all day, and those were team-based modes where we just controlled the map. I don't really like that anymore. Like, if I could boot up right now with them, I would do it for the nostalgia. I miss those guys. They were good dudes. They were fun. We had a lot of fun. But I don't think I'd want to do it at length. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be like, oh man, let's do this again tomorrow. It would be like a good, walk down memory lane. But it's not something that I would be like, oh man, I really want that in these games. Yo, thank you so much, QBZ. Welcome back as a Reforge member plus. Guys, just again, a little quick housekeeping note. We are no longer doing, base membership and full membership. It's a member is a member. So the $6 member plus, you guys might get like extra uploads and stuff. But a member's a member. If we're doing a member stream or a member segment, you get in, whether you're gifted, whether it's the $5 or like the highest tier that we have. We've updated the names to reflect that. We've decided to walk back that decision. I have other ways, I think, to motivate people to become members. I don't think that was a good method. People didn't seem to be responding that well to it. We actually lost people, I think, because it was confusing. So, a member is a member, and we are going to start doing segments in the member streams. We take a break at lunch every day in between the shows, and the members get to kind of hang out. We're going to start doing segments in those. You won't be able to know about them unless you're a member, though. I'm not going to say anything more. That said, there's many easy tweaks that they could implement that would improve gameplay a lot, and I believe they'll do it at some point. Such a no-brainer. Yeah, somebody said it feels bare bones. DMZ has its issues, but it has great bones, says QBZ. Yeah, it does. It kind of feels like it's got good scaffolding to build on and expand. It's just going to take time. I want an emblem and a gunskin customization like we used to have, but I get why they can't do it. Every idiot was running around with a dong upside their gun. Oh, yeah, when you could make your own emblems. I still can't believe they greenlit that. It's like people were making really, really offensive things, from World War German flags. You remember those? People were putting those on everything. I was like, get out of here. They're slow crawling you. These missions can take some time, and some are easy. It's great if there are 3 tiers for each mission. What happened to the barracks for multiplayer? I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. Wasn't it in there for a little while? What, did they take it back out again? Good old times when the internet was the Wild West. Yeah. I don't want to go back to those days. There are people that talk about, the golden era of Call of Duty. They're like, oh, it was so great back then. It's like, I don't know. People are like, you can tell that people didn't, these people wouldn't survive a Call of Duty lobby from back then. Yeah, but is that really something to be proud of? Like, yeah, I got exposed to just horrific, awful things being said to me all the time, and it didn't make my experience any better, It just didn't. Last Stand ticks me off in multiplayer. Nothing more aggravating than getting a kill, but not getting it because they go into Last Stand and their teammate kills you when you go to finish them off. Yeah, I've always hated Last Stand. As someone who wanted to become a member, it was very confusing, but I stayed with you, Lono. You're the best. I may become a member now. Yeah, a member is a member. A member is a member. And if you go up in tier, you'll get more stuff. It's that simple. We're not going to limit the entrance tier anymore. We never did. We were planning on doing it in December. We're not doing that, okay? Member is a member. People talk about the golden era of COD, but if they got dropped in that right now, they'd run to Twitter and call for their jobs. Right. Like, I don't know. There was something fun about talking trash to another team and being like, you guys are dog crap, stay in, and there were people that would do that. They'd be like, man, y'all are chumps, we're staying, right? I'm obviously cleaning up the language a little bit. But they'd be like, you guys suck, we're staying, we're gonna beat you. And that was always fun to like have these random rivalries organically emerge. I liked that. I didn't like hearing profane insults from somebody that was just like losing their grip on reality. That wasn't enjoyable. It was like, I don't want to hear that. You know what I mean? Like, talking trash and having a sudden rivalry and trying to do better than the other team, that was fun. But that was honestly few and far between. You know what I'm saying? Battlefield 2042 ditched voice chat and the scoreboard when it launched to appeal to the safe space crowd, and it flopped. Yeah, you can't get rid of all of it. You certainly can't get rid of all of it. Yo, Infinite with a VIP membership. Half a year almost. Good morning. Hope you had a good holiday. Missed a stream. Glad to have you back. Welcome back, Infinite. You can see stats for kills with certain guns and streaks and stuff, but the barracks gave you certain tasks to complete. Oh. Yeah. That's not in the game right now. Yeah. I'm not sure why it's not in the game. But it isn't. It is not. I don't quite understand it, but I do think there's a lot of things missing and a lot of lack of polish, because I think they tried to do a lot, and some of this feels a little rushed. Some of it feels a little, shaky. It's like it wasn't quite ready maybe. Respecting people is for nerds. Don't hold your language back in COD. No. Overwatch is also pushing the safe space gaming, but it's caused insults to the competitive spirit. Well, and if you think about it, that's happening in Modern Warfare 2 as well. You know what I'm saying? It's like you don't get to stay in the lobby. They bust everything up. If you play with your buddy and he's better than you, you're going to have a terrible time. A lot of what they've done to Modern Warfare 2 with skill-based matchmaking is very much antithetical to everything. Yo, welcome back, Slova. 12 months, a whole year. Hello, how are you? I'm good. Welcome back in. Thanks for keeping your membership going. I had a woman lose her crap because I said puberty, and she thought it was only a male thing in Overwatch. Yeah, well, public education is failing some people. I think there's a happy medium. Like, I think you can have proximity chat. I think you can let people talk trash, but there are people that go way too far. And you just have to deal with those on a case-by-case basis. If you go on some slur-riddled tirade, that's not talking trash. Don't even call that talking trash. That's not what that is. You want to tell somebody they're dog water and that you're better than them and you want to teabag, go for it. Do it. But, if you go beyond that and you get into just nasty, I'm trying to be offensive, That's not trash talk. I think that's bogus. I think that defense of, oh, it's trash talk. It's not trash talk. Shut up. That you're just being a garbage human being and calling it trash talk. That's why they record all the stuff now. Yeah, yeah. You know how to end 90% of trash talk? Just tell them you hope their budges. Doc got comms banned, and all he was doing was a little smack talk. I heard way worse in lobbies. How long did his comms ban last? Slurs and playing with your entire family in the room needs to be a ban. That's the problem. They even consider criticism at the point of slurs or toxicity. There's no middle ground anymore. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Doc did anything that warranted a comms ban. Like, if you put on proximity chat, that's what people are going to do. They're going to talk trash. What do you think people are out there doing? Like, speed dating because you turned on proximity chat? Like, that's not why anybody's doing it. Proximity chat in Call of Duty is literally designed for you to talk trash. If people go too far, fine, but you shouldn't be comms banning people just because they talked a little trash in your proximity chat. I think it was just a week, but still. Is your subscription annual or monthly? It's just a monthly thing, Resident Recon. I think you can pay for multiple months in advance if you want. $100, it was just for making random sounds, such as holding push to talk constantly. Huh. I'd put mum jokes on the table too. Oh, I liked it. A good your mom joke? Come on, man. A good mom joke? I think that's just PlayStation. No, Xbox has been recording for a long time. Yeah, people were getting comm banned on Xbox, and because if you report somebody, yeah, they'll go back and listen to what you said. It's not just when you send a voice message or a text message. They will literally go listen to your communications. They will, and there are people that have been comm banned for it. Tarkov has 20-second proximity chat, so it's not abused. You get prox banned in Tarkov if you abuse prox chat and spam stuff. Xbox is doing that to appeal to ESG investors. I'm not sure what that is. What they've been doing that for a while. You're saying that they're doing it specifically for investors? You should have the choice to enter lobbies with profanity or be censored, and the choice for SBMM in ranked and unranked lobbies. I mean, I think the challenge with that, though, Junglist, if you want to go into a censored lobby, so what? If you go into a censored lobby and you swear, I guess they would ban you from the censored lobby then, right? If someone's like, hey, look, I don't want to hear the F word constantly. I'd love to play with some people and jump on comms, but I don't want to hear a bunch of swearing. I'm going to go into the censored lobby. And if someone goes into the censored lobby and starts swearing, it would be like, no, you can't come in here. This is for people that don't want to hear all that. I would be worried about matchmaking getting too fragmented if you start doing that, though. You know, all right, guys, we got our censored lobbies, we got our uncensored lobbies, we got our Republican lobbies. We got our Democrat lobbies, you know, like just break everybody up, you know. I don't want to see anybody with a username. You know, you could have your woke lobbies, your anti-woke lobbies. It would get a little ridiculous, you know what I mean? When did Nick at 30 enter Lono's chat? What are you talking about? I find it hard to believe. I've not been comms banned before in Game Talk, and I get beyond toxic. I know people spite report me. I mean, we literally I feel like we talked about this when I covered the other game. It became reported and known that Microsoft was recording what everybody was saying. This is years ago. Like, just because nothing's happened to you doesn't mean they aren't doing it. I'm telling you they're doing it. I'm telling you they are. I get reported daily. Imagine the nightmare job of having to listen through reported chat logs. I hate my job. What's your job? I have to listen to Xbox chat logs of people that get reported. And, It's dark out there. It's dark. Humanity's bleak. People have been banned for toxicity for a long time on both PSN and Xbox. Yeah, I think both platforms do it. Every once in a while, the PSN will message me and tell me I have a warning to tone it down. That's why Connect failed. It was always listening. Nick at 30 is playing COD and is really nice, but everyone just says F you loser and so on when he tries to say let's go team and stuff. Well, I mean, if like that's what I think is fun about the DMZ. I've not once jumped on comms with randoms and we all just work together. They will ping something and we go get it and we do it, and then I ping something and then we go do it. Like, it's been awesome. Now, obviously it's in the honeymoon phase. People are going to start to be grumpy or mean or be like, I'm not doing that, I've already done that, right? I think one of the cool things they do, it pops up on the screen what the other guy is working on. I had a guy tagging and pinging hard drives, and I was like, how does he know to do that? Well, it's because I picked up a hard drive and my mission popped up on his screen. I had a guy's pop up. It was, gather money and spend money. I saw his pop up and I was like, oh, that's what he's working on. So I think that's great. Like, they've come up with some pretty simple ways of creating some cooperative, camaraderie gameplay. I love it. I think DMZ is in a super special spot. I just think they need to feed it. It needs to be polished. It needs to be, structured well. Good game, guys. Shut up, blank is a very common exchange for me. Oh, of course. You can also see your team's mission on the map screen. Oh, you can. What do you think if the buy station was in the lobby instead of in the game? What do you mean? Are you talking about Warzone in general? My mom works for Microsoft. They'll ban you if you're not nice to me. Well, okay. You can bring up the map menu and there's a squad tab that shows you the missions. Oh, I didn't know that. It just pops up on my screen when they're working on it. The irony, people getting offended by words in a game that revolves around mass murder. Well, yeah, of course, but here's the thing. You can turn off the gore and you can turn off the language, right? Like, okay, so my nephews, they are at an age where my brother is starting to let them play these types of games, but they have to turn certain things off. And the last thing he wants is his, 10 to 13-year-old sons to hear some guy say, F and blank this, racial slur that. Like, come on, you know what I'm saying? If he's like, listen, if you guys turn all that stuff off and you only play with your friends, that's great. But then you got some guy jumping, no, not Brono. You got some guy jumping in the lobby saying, the most profane things. It's like, well, hang on a minute. I don't want to hear all that. I think it's okay for people to not want to listen and hear all that. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't he hear that at school? No. Wait, yes, children can swear and say things at school, but children are not walking around riddling their language with slurs and the F-bomb. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. This idea that, like, oh, yeah, they're going to hear it anyway. Oh, okay. They're eventually going to see it anyway. All right, 10-year-old, let's sit down and watch Reservoir Dogs. This will really jack you up. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I've always found that to be an argument that people who aren't parents make. It's like, yeah, you're obviously not a parent. And if you are, we're all concerned for your children. Well, they're going to see it anyway. Throw on the X-rated content. You can't filter game chat. It's not possible. Even if you ban people for saying things, they still get to say it first, effectively making the punishment irrelevant to your cause. Only way is no in-game chat at all. Yeah, I don't think you need censored lobbies. I'm just saying, I think it's completely legitimate for somebody to be like, I don't want to hear that. So that's what they do. They never go into voice chat. They're not allowed to go into voice comms. They're not allowed to have proximity chat turned on. They have to have all that stuff turned off. You know what I mean? So I don't think anybody's asking for that. You know what I mean? If they're in public high school, they will 100% hear all those things, guaranteed. I've seen it. I mean, I went to public high school, and the stuff that I heard in Call of Duty lobbies was stuff that I never heard at school. Like, I heard way worse stuff as an adult in Call of Duty lobbies. I wasn't hearing that at school. You don't have, like, this limitless time in school to just walk around and be like, blankety blank, bleeping black, blah, blah, blah. It's like, wait, what? You would get in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't do that. Now, yes, obviously I heard swears, I heard slurs, but not to the degree that I heard in Call of Duty lobbies. Call of Duty lobbies were of a different caliber of toxicity. You know what I'm saying? 2000s, baby. I can confirm it's really bad in school now. Well, I think they go to I know they go to a private school, so I'm sure they're hearing swears and jokes and stuff. But there's a large difference between that and the absolute nonsense that you hear from people in lobbies on games, right? Like, I have severe doubts that the average public school has kids walking around talking the way that I hear. Some of the things I've heard in clips and stuff, they're like, listen to this guy get really angry. You know, listen to this kid. This is against TOS or whatever. It's like, holy moly. Like, I don't think they're all walking around talking like that. Now, I'm sure that there are some kids that do, and I'm sure there are some schools that do. But again, that doesn't mean you just feel like, yeah, well, you're going to hear it at school, so here you go. Let's walk through all of Quentin Tarantino's movies together. You know what I mean? I heard crap that made me uncomfortable, and I'm the guy you never put on speakerphone, right? That's what I'm saying. I'd say private school is definitely different than public. I went in Michigan. I actually found, because when I went to private school growing up, I think the kids were more mean, but the language was a lot more rough at public. The difference is if a kid lets fly the N-word at school, they're going to catch a beating. Also, all kids have phones, so kids just spew slurs are going to get caught. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, well, it depends on who's saying the slur and how they say it, because some kids probably could get away with it. But again, I think the idea is you can't, I don't think, to bring it back, in Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2, or Warzone 2, or DMZ, I don't think you can have censored lobbies. It's just like, if you don't want to hear that, just turn off the proximity chat, turn off game chat, because you're not going to be able to control what people say. You can only avoid them. Like, you just avoid them. Like, I turned it off a long time ago because if anybody figures out that you're a streamer, they'll literally try to get in your lobby and say horrible things. I had a guy do that once in my Discord. He pretended to be somebody else. Then he started saying, you know, he had like some recording of some guy saying horrible stuff. COD lobbies are for sure different because there's no consequences. You called me the N-word and told me to do this, and yeah, exactly. Like, that's not, you can't walk around and talk like that in public. Like my brother said, you'll catch a beating for the stuff that these people say in these lobbies. Unless I'm in tactical modes, I immediately mute all. Yeah. And that's what's been fun about DMZ gameplay, is I don't feel like I have to be on comms to work with people. It just kind of like flows. People just naturally sort of stick together. You know what I mean? It's up to you to turn off your own voice audio. Not for everyone else to clean up for you. One's possible, the other isn't going to happen. Well, I think the person was suggesting if you want censored language, you would go into lobbies where, you know, that wouldn't be allowed. But again, I think that would be such a nightmare. It would, number one, you're fragmenting the player base. We don't need more matchmaking, like, things. But also, that would be something that you would be opting into. Like, if you went into the censored lobbies and started dropping the F-bomb, it'd be like, hey, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would be like going to an event with children and being like, well, I'm not going to censor my language. Like, what the huh? You're coming to this event. You know what you're stepping into. Does that make sense? The internet's full of toxic people, and yes, if someone talked to me like that in person, they'd see my Spartan rage. I guess I never got too deep into COD lobbies, but Halo was never that bad. Oh, yeah. COD lobbies were special. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It was special. Trolls would go into those lobbies and be toxic on purpose. For sure. That's all that would happen, Greg. It would just invite it. It's like when streamers get really they try to police everything. It just invites it. It's like, don't make that joke, you know. Don't make fun of, you know, like if I told you guys like don't make fun of my glasses. I like my glasses. I'm not self-conscious about them. But if I was self-conscious about my glasses, well then everybody's going to make fun of my glasses. They're like, "Oh, go make fun of that guy's glasses." It gets him really wound up and really upset. By the way, this is different frames from yesterday, so use the glasses command. We are back with Gamer Advantage. Very excited. I would love for you guys to just keep going crazy over there. They have 2 censored lobbies, party chat, and mute all. That's right. I usually ignore people when it comes to ignorant crap like that for a while. I was the only black guy in my friend group at a time, so I've literally heard all of it. Yeah. There's also a much more important social economy in school. Yeah, you can get a laugh, and a-holes will think that you're cool, but you'll also be immediately known as a whore. Yeah, exactly. You'd be known as that guy, and some people would like that. They want to be the villain. They want to be the bad boy. You know. Mike Tyson once said, "The problem with the digital age is you can say whatever you want and not get punched in the face for something you said that was out of line." That's right. Everyone memed on Battlefield for censoring text chat and not having voice chat at launch. Oh, for sure. Like, yeah, I'm not calling for it. We were just kind of discussing, you know, what it might look like if they tried it. And I don't think it would work. I think it would, again, it would invite people to do it more. And beyond inviting people to do it more, it would be a nightmare of enforcement. It's just one more thing they'd have to police. Oh, we got 10 more people this minute that went into the censored lobbies and swore. Like, you wouldn't... I don't think they would want to set that up. Keep in mind, people are like that online partially because it's the only way people can actively vent their problems. If they didn't, then they'd be much worse in real life, harboring that frustration. I think any psychoanalysis of that would say that that's not true. Usually, in all the studies I've looked at with, like, affect phobia and anger and uncontrolled anger, giving into it and screaming and yelling and flying off the handle is a sign of a lack of control. I don't actually agree with that. I don't think virtually all of the psychological studies I looked into about anger and about emotional control and stability, it's, oh, well, they'd be doing much worse stuff if they couldn't yell obscenities on a microphone in Call of Duty. I don't think so. Like, I don't know. I also think people who are just human garbage cans are going to be like that everywhere. Now, sure, they might tone it down when they're at the supermarket, but you see these people all the time. They're rude. They're awful. They're unkind and uncouth. And, you know, they probably go a little bit more extreme in Call of Duty. All I'm saying is people don't get beat up enough in school. I get to know some of the students at one of our middle schools, and some of them deserve a kicking. But I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that, Abe. Violence begets violence. I don't think people learn from being beat up. I think that's such a Neanderthalic cause and effect way to learn anything, right? I think people learn more through empathy and understanding. You know, well, I said something really mean and that guy punched me in the face. I really learned my lesson. Well, no, now you're just going to privately harbor the hatred and the anger instead of vocalizing it. It didn't change you. It just maybe made you say less things out loud. I said partially in all caps for that reason. You definitely act worse if you're forced to bottle it up everywhere and have nowhere to vent. Most people aren't going to get help for that. I mean, yes and no, I guess. $2 tip for Mr. Frugal. How did that big game turn out Saturday? Frick OSU. Frick you! I'm just kidding. I don't really care anymore. I don't. We watched and it was terrible. It was so awful. It was like, well, we got no coverage in the backfield again. Oh, we got no coverage in the backfield again. I was more interested in the World Cup. Go Netherlands. Remember, though, speech is violence, but violence is only sometimes violence. Wait, what? Some people really do just need a good old-fashioned butt whooping. It'll do them some good and humble them. I don't know. We're way off track here. They're winning at the moment. Oh, they're playing right now. Good. I love watching Ned play. Whew. Their passing game is so fun to watch. They're so... You start, like, you get used to Ned's passing game and you watch some other team and you're like, what the frick? Like, you keep, you keep overfeeding. It's gone too far. Like, the passing game is so tight. Very tight. Well, now that you can go to jail for slapping someone, probably makes you think a little bit more about what's worth it. I think you could always go to jail for slapping somebody. Some people won't listen till they've been fed a knuckle sandwich. US is at 2 your time. Who's wait, who are they? Who's US playing today? Oh, Iran. Yeah. The tie with England was, I think, a good showing. I think it was a really good showing. People were like taking bets on how many goals England was going to score. We're like, how about 0? How about none? That was a good game. That was a really big tie. Like, if you understand the point system and you understand USA's standing globally in soccer, in football, that was a very strong showing. I thought that was great. As a Mexican, screw Netherlands. It wasn't a penalty in 2014. We can't talk about that. We're going to go well off course if we start talking sports ball and World Cup. So that's all you get. Studio looks great. Well, the lighting is different now. If you guys notice, I'm lit quite a bit better. I think it helps with the autofocus and it helps with just things looking nicer. It's because we're with a different glasses provider now and there's virtually no reflection. So I was able to put my lights back where I wanted them. I was able to set my monitor. Like, I have the Call of Duty Warzone 2 launch trailer right now in front of me and you can't see it in my glasses like you used to be able to. So we would love to see some support of that sponsorship. You make sure and use the glasses command, code Lono, over there at gameradvantage.com. I do have some discussion questions, right? We got to get back on track here. We're going to go well off. We're going to go well off course. So I have a question about this because part of the DMZ and part of Spec Ops, I have concerns about some things, right? Do they make gaming glasses? That's literally why they're called Gamer Advantage. Yes, they do. I'm wearing these, and they come with no, I'm wearing prescription, and they come with these. This is magnetic, super flexible. They're like the lightest, most comfortable glasses I've ever worn. I worked with Blue Blocks, I worked with Gunners, and I love working with Gamer Advantage. I think their stuff is primo. And if you're wearing headphones, these are the ones you want to wear. So light and so comfy and very good for eye strain and all that. Okay, so here's my discussion question. Is Call of Duty going to struggle with the same thing that the Division has struggled with, in that the way you make it harder is you just create spongy aimbot enemies, right? Is there a ceiling? I have concerns about this because I like to play Call of Duty. I like to play DMZ. I think DMZ gameplay is very good. I think it's awesome. But I have concerns about that. I'm like, the main pain points that you guys utilize in these game modes is you just make everything super spongy. You make everything super aimbot-ish, right? How do you add difficulty? How do you add strain and challenge without falling in to those traps? There's a raid that's reportedly coming to COD. It's not reportedly coming. It's been announced. The raid is coming December the 14th. December the 14th, the first episode of the raid is coming, and you're supposed to use Spec Ops to prepare for it. It's going to be in Spec Ops, so you need to get all of your tiers up. This is a danger. As players get better at reading bots' programming, it's possible they will feel pressure to increase the tuning. I feel like it's nicely balanced at the moment. Enemies scale depending on the activity within the world. They need to redo the leveling system in general. Oh, like in Spec Ops? I mean, I have my own concerns. I have my own concerns about about Spec Ops and the raids. I purchased Gamer Advantage years ago before I needed prescription, was having all sorts of sleep issues and eye strain. They turned that around in almost a day. I love them so much. Extremely durable, too. Well, I appreciate the testimonial, Fuzzy. I think we had about 8 or 9 code usages yesterday, close to 10. I want to have like 100 in the first month. I want to just absolutely climb their ranks over there. It's a big deal to be back with Gamer Advantage. I think the AI is fairly challenging at the moment. Density is pretty good. It's the buggy stuff. Detection through smoke, bullet penetration, etc. That needs addressing. It's understood that the first raid coming to Modern Warfare 2 will have at least 2 puzzles involved. One focus on numbers and the other focus on a water mage. Yeah, we reported on that a while ago, Caleb. That's the question. Is that going to be a challenge because the enemies are aimbot sponges, or because it's got its own difficulty threshold? Like, this is tough, you got to time this right or whatever. I've been thinking about getting glasses like that. I wonder if they ship to ROK. They probably do, but it's probably expensive. I wear my non-script GA glasses all day, every day. Best glasses for blue light and eye strain. If you already have pairs, then just go get another pair and use the code. Let's just bust it. I mean, the weapon leveling. Oh, the weapon leveling. I don't think they're going to change the weapon leveling. Gunsmith 2.0, I mean, I don't think they're changing that. Addressing or dressing. I heard that too, Shockwave. I said, that kind of sounded like a dressing, like a salad dressing. I heard it as I said it. Are there options beyond glasses? So, like, for me, I didn't spend thousands on LASIK to wear glasses again. Do they sell sunglasses? I actually don't know. Because I feel like they just have them, you can Xfill while downed. Oh, you can get downed and still get out? Like, just crawl into the plane? Hang on. They have apparel and gear. Yeah, they have shirts, caps. They have a gaming mat. Yeah, it doesn't look like... I don't think they do just straight up sunglasses. Yeah, no, they don't. They do not. It looks like... old to new... I'm seeing if they have anything new. No. Nope. Yeah. I tried to order some glasses, but my eyes are so bad, my prescription wouldn't work. I wonder if I could just order frames and get the lenses somewhere else. I don't know about that. DMZ's better than Warzone right now. I agree. I 100% agree with you. Like, my whole point, I went on a rant a little bit earlier, or more of an argument. I think DMZ's better than Spec Ops. I think a lot of people are going to flock to DMZ gameplay because it's like, listen, Warzone 2.0 is fine for BR lovers, but for the rest of us that don't want to, I just don't want to be in that sweat fest every day. Imagine having your recon guy scan a stronghold before you go in, then your assault guy takes point with his armor suit, and you have your medic applying heals. Right? Exactly, Greg. That's what I'm saying. Blend Spec Ops with DMZ could be really, really awesome. I still have my liquid blue GA glasses from when you were on purple. Working great. I switch to them later in the day usually. Oh, nice, Polarin. Nice. I'm going to get 2 more frames next month, too. We'll always rotate the frames. I don't know why I get destroyed in Warzone. Still haven't won a game. It's hard to win a game in Warzone. You're not alone, homie. I don't agree with that, but I also prefer Warzone over DMZ in general. Well, I don't necessarily think it's better, but I think you can say, listen, I'm having more fun in DMZ, or I'm playing DMZ more. You know what I mean? I do think that the way people phrase it sometimes, it sounds like they're, like they're saying something else. But what they're really saying is they're having more fun. You know what I mean? It's not about, like, is one better than another. Now, I know I've been saying that, like, I think DMZ is is better than Spec Ops. Fundamentally, what I'm saying is it's more fun. Like, I'm having a better time. I had a few Warzone skins and I played a ton. Definitely harder to get a win this time around. I'm not sure why. I mean, listen, skill-based matchmaking is in Fortnite. Skill-based matchmaking is in Battle Royales. It's probably not beyond the scope of reason to think that Warzone 2 has SBMM in it. And you're probably getting funneled to just tougher. You're just in a tougher funnel. It can see your stats. It knows that you're a good player. It knows that you're not, it knows you're not a trash can. Like, look at how sweaty it is in Modern Warfare 2. I can't even play Modern Warfare 2. I can't. It's not fun. I just get annoyed. Warzone 2 removed the loadout crutch, and it seems folks are having a hard time winning with ground loot. Well, I mean, I would probably say that change is affecting some people, Sven, but I also think it's probably just funneling you to tougher lobbies. There's probably a lot of people that haven't come over from Warzone 1. So Warzone 2, early adopters tend to be sweatier players a lot of the times. They tend to be more committed. You know what I'm saying? Like, the casual guy is like, oh, I'm fine. I'll just keep playing Warzone 1. He doesn't care. He gets home, he boots up, he plays, and he doesn't need to play the new Warzone. He's like, that's fine. This is familiar. You know, it's going to take too long to install Warzone 2.0. I think all those casual players that might make it a little bit easier for you, to win a game of Warzone, they're not playing. They're probably still playing Warzone 1. Some hardcore Warzone players seem to be enjoying DMZ over Warzone 2 because it got even harder to win, allegedly, over there. Loadout crutch. How is investing in something for a better loadout a crutch? Well, there were ways that people were playing with loadouts. They can't play Warzone 1? Oh, is Warzone 1 offline right now? Here's the thing. Yo, Kat, thank you so much for gifting 10 Reforge Gaming memberships. Guys, a membership is a membership. We do have the $6 membership plus, which they'll probably get I'll do an extra upload a week for them or something. But if you have that membership that you just got, you get access to all the member streams. Every day we do a lunch break with the members. There will be segments in those streams now. So welcome on in. Feed, Lawrence, Phantom Phoenix, my brother Derek the Italian, Greg Brimstone, Justin Kidder, Connor McDonald, and KH3 for life. There you go. And that is a full membership. We're not going to do the base trial thing. We're not doing that. We're not going to do that. So a member is a member. May I ask what frames you are wearing? I am wearing the Infernos. Yeah, I'm wearing the Infernos. Oh yeah, so the loadouts, Valiant. There were people that would play in a particular way in Warzone 1 with loadouts, and it was just cheesy. You camp, you stretch drop, you buy your loadout, and you hide. And then you laser some guy with a meta kit, meta gun, and I just think people got tired of it. The Infernos look like the nicest ones to me. The Inferno is their best seller. The Inferno is their best seller. I was wearing the Storms yesterday. Loadouts were a crutch in Warzone 1, says Sven. People would buy 10,000 basically off drop and shred lobbies with their fully kitted guns. Now it's much harder to get your full loadout, and look what's happening. Yeah. Yep. Warzone 1's offline, I guess. Perks are nice, but having 2 decked out weapons is what really gives me an edge, so the loadouts aren't a big deal to me, says Greg. Takashi says, Spec Ops can be fun. Was for a couple of times. It's a one and done kind of gameplay, which I don't really get why they're trying to push it on the players to complete every week. Right? We're a company... Yo, good morning, Melrose. Mike, how are you? I'll argue all day, all month, all year long that loadouts defeat the point of a battle royale as well as ruin it, even in COD. One of the worst things they added to a BR, even worse than getting turned into an actual chicken. I'm going to defend loadouts, actually. I've come full circle on this. I want to formulate my thoughts on this, because this has been debated up one side and down the other by the community, right? So there's a lot of disagreement here, okay? There's a lot of different viewpoints. There's a lot of different ways to look at it. I have come full circle on loadouts in Warzone. I think it is a defining identity marker for Call of Duty's Battle Royale, and it makes the Battle Royale feel like Call of Duty. It just needs to be implemented in a way that doesn't just turn into metagaming. I've come full circle on it. I think loadouts are fine. You just have to implement it in a way that it doesn't, you don't want it to feel like this meta, oh, everybody's got to do this, everybody's got to do this. But I do think it makes it feel like Call of Duty. It's an inherent part of the game. Right, how else do you make a Call of Duty Battle Royale stand out? How do you make a Call of Duty feel like a Battle Royale, but also feel like Call of Duty? I think you do it with loadouts. You just need it to be implemented in a way that isn't destructive to the fabric of a Battle Royale. An inherent part of the game can still be a crutch. Yeah, I mean, listen, I also think throwing around crutch is kind of weird. Like, anytime you use anything in a game that's effective at winning, you could call it a crutch. Loadouts are the biggest crutch. If you can't use any gun, get good. Maybe that's why multiplayer makes you use everything to unlock stuff. I don't accept that. I don't know. I don't agree with that. No. If you can't use any gun, get good. No. One of the number one complaints of any Battle Royale is the RNG nature of it. Look at how hard everybody pushed back against what I said when Apex Legends first came out. What did I say? I said RNG on the armor is gameplay disrupting. You're going to get to the end and lose a gunfight because the guy had better armor than you. That's stupid. And everybody told me I was wrong, and everybody told me that RNG is a part of the Battle Royale fabric, and then Dr. Disrespect said the same thing I did. And lo and behold, what have they done? That's not how the armor system works in Apex Legends anymore. Why? Because you have to soften the edge of what RNG does to the gameplay experience, or people start to feel like they start to feel like powerless. Now, you can go from one extreme to the other, certainly. You can go from, no RNG at all, drop on the map, grab some cash, and buy the world's best loadout, and then just edge ride and hide, and then laser beam some guy at the end, and you win the Battle Royale with one kill. Sure. That's one extreme, versus everything being random. I think loadouts can be implemented in a way that's a happy medium. I feel like they've kind of done that. There's still loadouts in the game. I like some guns better than others is all. I also like to have control of my weapons. If I can find, if all I can find is a pistol and you found an assault rifle, there is no get good. My buddy wants to help to grab Spec Ops intels, but every time we go in, after a couple or so minutes, he goes like, soon boring, let's play some DMZ. Obviously, I agree immediately every time. Yeah. I think DMZ is going to hurt Spec Ops engagement. I do. Crutch is just such a COD way of phrasing it. It's random loadouts or not. You don't have to agree with it. Still my opinion. Well, that's fine. That's fine, Butters. But you can clearly see that developers are trying to find a way to not have the RNG of the loot be the sole determining factor. They did it with Apex, and I feel like they're doing it with Warzone, with loadouts. They're trying to find the middle ground. Fredo says, what I think the DMZ needs: stash outside of match to store gear other than contraband weapons. If I pick up extra armor vests and gas masks, I should not lose all that to XP. Dope shirt. Thank you, Feed. If you guys ever like my shirt, we're working with a couple of different shirt companies. The shirt command will always point you to where it's from. DMZ needs live events on the map to force players to come into each other. Oh, yeah, like public events. That could be good. Armor should be all two-piece, but 3 tiers. Blue low, purple mid, gold high. I don't agree with that. Give us the option to modify contraband weapons. Allow us to drop in. The random spawn points almost always end up opposite of objectives. Balance the dang NPCs. Yeah, I do think that they do that on purpose. Like, whenever you drop in and you're trying to do something, they don't put you near the objective. I don't know. I feel like that's a common thing. I don't know how you can call the devs lazy when it's only come out. Who's saying they're lazy? I think a ton of potential with this mode, but like other games, either devs will be too lazy or they just won't listen to the community. Oh, he said it at the end. They need to let you find weapon attachments in the DMZ, right? 3 months for Phantom Phoenix. Only 3 months. Felt longer. Keep up the great work. Thank you guys so much. If you guys have never done a membership on a channel before, all the information you need is at the bottom when you hit the little dollar icon or the join button. I wish I could take off my 3-piece armor and large backpack and load in with my small. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, give us more customization options. Like, I had a self-revive. I didn't want to go in with it. I wanted to save it. Like, I'm just trying to do some of the more basic missions, or I'm just trying to get some contraband. I would like to be able to save it, right? I wish I could find optics at the very least to equip on the weapon. Yeah, I feel like they're going to flesh that out. I don't feel like the DMZ is always going to be everything has iron sights, like, unless you get really lucky. You know, every RPK I've ever picked up, it's always iron sights. Like, really? I can't get a single attachment in here? I've seen people using less loadouts as evidence that the better players were using them as a crutch is just reductionist. I want to read this again. Hang on. I think people using less loadouts as evidence that the better players were using them as a crutch is just so reductionist. Yeah, I'm not catching. That you'll need to flesh that out, Valiant. I'm not catching what you're saying. Butter says, I think the skill gap is people playing smarter than others. It does differentiate the good gear in red chests from ground loot, but some attachments in chests and buildings would be nice. Hey, just a red dot. Just a red dot would be really nice. They weren't crutches for better players. They were crutches for the less skilled. Well, but that's the thing, though. Better players will run meta, and so do really bad players, right? And the really good players are probably going to win even without it. You know what I'm saying? More so because at a certain point, XP gains will be good for nothing. Having the extracted gear available for future invasions is much more appealing. Exactly. Eugene says the possibility that the changes in loadouts means people aren't winning as much kind of confirms the old loadout system was a crutch. Eugene explained my point better than I did. The possibility that the changes in loadouts means people aren't winning as much kind of confirms the old loadout system was a crutch. Better players are getting their weapons fast because they earn money faster and clear strongholds. At least it's still in beta. I mean, yeah, DMZ is in beta. Like, if you're jumping into DMZ gameplay, it very much is in a beta state. There can be something like the bank and fridge in Zombies Black Ops 2 and DMZ. What do you think? I think anything that lets me have more control. Durs Tube, welcome back as a Reforge member. Appreciate that. Enjoy the dope badge. Enjoy the emotes. And then the lunch break every day. You guys get to spend some time with me as members. We're going to start doing segments in those sections. Would DMZ be better if it was a standalone COD game is the real question. Yeah, I mean, obviously, if they built it as a standalone thing with its own rules, its own map, and, you know, sure, it would probably be more polished. You know, the AI could be handcrafted, you know, to work, you know, it could be handcrafted. I'll drop the M13 if anyone still needs. Lunch break. Yeah, we've been doing the member streams during my lunch break. Like, I do a stream, and then I break for lunch and hang out with the members, and then we come back with the second stream, and we're going to start doing segments in those streams, and you got to be a member to find out what they are. Like, I'm not going to... I don't want to hijack the live streams anymore by being like, this is all the member stuff we're doing. Become a member, and you can find out. The whole progression system could work better if it's not linked to the other modes. Oh, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think the progression system is bad. I think the Spec Ops progression system is confusing. I never felt that metas were that OP anyway. Just watch any decent YouTuber. They have a this gun is meta video every day, and it's always a different gun. Well, they're playing the YouTube game, obviously. You know, they're attempting, to get clicks and to get views. So, I don't necessarily feel that I don't think there's like a fundamental problem with making those videos, but they also are just sort of playing the YouTube game. They're lying for views, though. Watch their gameplay. They run the same setup as you. Yeah, I mean, anybody trying to win is going to run the meta. They're going to run the meta for sure. There's a risk reward to loadouts now. Clearing a stronghold in the middle of a BR match is a risky play, and getting your loadout from that is a much better system than just scrambling to get 10,000. I like your room. Thank you. Maybe it'll be popular enough to get its own mode one day. Who knows? I think they have plans for DMZ since it's in beta. Like, I do. I think Warzone 2 is sort of the beginning. You're seeing sort of this emerge as, Call of Duty HQ is going to be like almost like a central hub, I like Brick 2 and Abby 5. Agreed. Yeah. We're in agreement. Yeah. Pick a brick, pick an Abby. I'm in agreement with you. I think both of those are the better fonts. Free Font Finder has weird names too, so DMZ has massive potential. I hope they see the community enjoys it. We've gotten shot in the back and screwed over so many times by other teams when they were clearing a stronghold or a loadout. Yo, what's good, Zubair? That's why I think metas are garbo, but I think metas are unavoidable. Like, no matter what you do, there's gonna be a meta. Do you see what I'm saying? Mathematically, I don't think you can avoid a meta. There's gonna be a gun, there's gonna be a combination of attachments that just emerges as this is the gun. At the very least, there's gonna be one or two guns in combinations that is gonna emerge. It's a matter of, I don't think it's a matter of trying to ask the question, like, how do we avoid having metas? I think what you should try to do is make it to where the meta doesn't become a giant shadow over top of the entire game. And I feel like loadouts were kind of causing that to happen. Do you know what I mean? It's like, well, yeah, just do this. It's like people that got really, really good at StarCraft, and you would play against them, and they would just apply the meta. Build this, then this, then this, then rush. Right? Build this, then this, then this, then go fight. They would just apply that formula, and if you were slower than them or you didn't know the formula, you would lose. Well, Warzone started to turn into that. Stretch drop, get your money, buy this loadout that this guy says is the best, and then edge ride and hide, and then this guy with 13 kills comes charging into the final zone, and you peek out of a window and you're like, yeah, there he is, blah, 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 and he's dead. Like, wow, you totally deserve to win. You know what I mean? That's what ended up happening. It was like, this is the meta. This is how you play Warzone. So, I don't think metas are avoidable, but I think you can make them less prevalent when you have such a big map and so many possible weapons and so many possible approaches to combat. I mean, no offense, says Takashi. Folks interested in enjoying Warzone BRs in general, are peeps super confident or people really bad at math? LOL, just saying. I'm not sure what you mean. Said that for years about Destiny, but no. Just handguns and shotguns? I mean, yeah. I think you're always going to run into that. You're always going to run into it. Spray metas annoy people. Louis the Smudge, what's good? How are you? If you guys are just tuning in, thanks so much for being here. You want to make sure you're on live chat. If it says top chat at the top of your chat, you might not be seeing what everybody's saying. And I have posed some questions to the audience, and one of the questions right now is, you know, are people preferring DMZ over Warzone? I think it's better than Spec Ops, personally. I know it's not objectively better, but I'm enjoying it more. And one of the questions I asked was, you know, with the raids, with Call of Duty, Spec Ops, and raids coming, and Warzone 2 DMZ, are they going to run into some of the problems that the Division ran into, which was, if we make it harder, everything's a sponge. If we want to make it more challenging, everything is an aimbot. You know what I mean? The amount of people doing the cache glitch are ruining my experience. I think they fixed that already, didn't they? Somebody said this morning that it doesn't work anymore. Or maybe they found another way of doing it. Hopefully it grows with more bosses and stuff to hunt. I have played DMZ more than Warzone. I wanted to know if you could friend me on Fortnite. I'm asking YouTubers if they can. One person accepted and friend me. If you're just going around and doing that, I don't know. That's a bit of a nuisance. No, I'm not doing that. That's not what I'm here for. I love DMZ way more than Warzone, but like I said before, it's missing something, and whether it's the loot system or the progression system, it's missing something. This is my first COD in years. I never played Warzone before. DMZ was the draw. Yeah, I wonder how many people are literally picking it up because of the DMZ. Like, they're hearing about the DMZ and they want to give it a try, you know? I'm curious. I would like the bots to be super glass cannons, very strong with damage output, but a single bullet will put them down if placed in the correct spot. Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that, Jake, because I think the challenge there would be you're just going to do all the cheesy, like, peek shots, just like peek bit. I mean, I guess if you have to land the headshot. I think the armor system works on the bots. It's just... it's really, really challenging. You've got to bust their helmet and get rid of them quick, or they're gonna hurt you. Gosh, it says, I mean, Warzone BR lobbies are filled by losers, like literally, since every match will only have one winner. The vast majority will lose. Simple math. Okay, I understand what you're saying. This is the way I look at it, Takashi. There were probably people in Warzone 1 that applied the formula with loadouts. They had the meta loadout. They knew where to go to get cash. And they probably knew out of 10 games, they can win one, right? They can apply the formula, and on their 7th game, they're going to bag a win, right? So I don't know if... I think the disruption with loadouts is probably just causing more people to lose. They don't win as often as they used to. Yo, what's good, Fuzzy? DMZ seems like a great mode for zombie players who don't have anything to look forward to this year. Y'all playing the game wrong. Just get in a car and run them all over. You get shot quite a bit when you're in a vehicle, right? I feel like they'll laser you pretty good when you're in a vehicle. They will. As a reminder, guys, you can pre-order Frickmas now. The Frickmas coffee is going to be in route, and so you can pre-order it. Get those orders in. I got this because of the multiplayer beta after the initial interest in DMZ. Lono, can you get on Anthem and add me as a friend? Yeah, I'm going around and asking people to add me in Anthem. I'm really trying to get that game back up and running again. Hey, y'all, I'm back. I had to leave for Ragnarok. 61 hours later, my first playthrough's done. Yeah, I did a full review yesterday, and turnout was terrible. I think people are just over it. We're not going to do games like that probably ever again. Like, if it's super story focused, we'll play it like once and probably put it down. It just doesn't work. That's not what we do here. You know what I'm saying? So in the future, we'll probably handle games like Ragnarok quite a bit differently. Massively disappointed in that I couldn't I couldn't do what I wanted with it because I was looking forward to it so much. But lesson learned, you know, lesson learned. We will not do that ever again. In an alternate timeline, Anthem next launched and it went on to dominate. Oh, Anthem Next launched. Yeah. I like the fact of progressing weapons. I haven't touched the other modes, but I only play DMZ now. When I say balance, I mean balance the NPCs, not the weapons. Yeah, I don't feel like the weapons... I've not run into this, obviously. I'm not really playing Warzone. I'm not really playing against people. You know, you run into people in DMZ, but it's a quick fight, you know. In an alternate timeline, I feel like you'd be covering Anthem in a daily Q&A right now. Yeah, maybe. What's wrong with God of War? Well, if you've never been here before, this is primarily what we do. We do a talk show like this. It's very interactive, lots of back and forth. It's safe for work. And whenever I do gameplay, it doesn't go over all that well. Like, we want to try some things with the DMZ gameplay and Spec Ops and the raids and maybe grind. Also, like when Diablo 4 comes out. But like a super narrative-focused game like God of War Ragnarok, it really hurt us, you know? What? Like you're getting ready to paint a room. Yeah, I don't think they're that great, Mama. Nice job, buddy. Good work, bud. Like gambling, there's always some sort of game going on, and sure, there's always something you can try to improve your odds. Still, so much is beyond any of the player's actions and choices. I mean, there's always going to be that element in a game like this, for sure. For sure. I think your coverage of the game is fine. Folks like me wanted the experiences alone and unspoiled. Now that I played it, I'm back. Oh, I know. But I will never do that ever again. I continue to tell people, you know, I don't know about gameplay. And I said, this will be the test. And the audience answered me. They did. And so I will never do it ever again. I will play games like Call of Duty or live service games like Diablo and try and maybe do something regularly with that. But I'm not ever doing that ever again. Nope. It isn't worth it. It just hurt the channel and it hurt me and it hurt the vibe. So lesson learned. Never doing that ever again. I'll probably end up playing Hellblade 2 off stream. You know, I'll play it day one and then I'll probably play it off stream. It just isn't worth the frustration. Yo, Drexen, welcome back as a VIP. Lono was right. He predicted before God of War wouldn't help the stream much. No. Yeah, I had a sneaking suspicion. Yeah, we're going to stream Callisto Protocol. We're definitely going to play games when they come out and check them out. But I'm not going to go the distance and beat a game like that on stream, probably ever again. It just isn't worth it. It isn't. You know, games like Diablo, I think, will be fun, though. I think we could probably have a lot of fun with it. We need something that's more ongoing and isn't going to have people worried about spoilers. You know what I mean? Yo, Zubair, welcome back. 21 months. Hey, I got a thing. Guess who's been promoted? Sorry for not being an annoying prick for a few days. You're good, Drexen. Welcome back. Got to build it over time, not overnight. No. I've built a talk show. I just don't think that's ever going to be what we do here. You know, part 9 of such and such games, you know, story. No. We've tried it multiple times and have gotten a loud and uproarious answer, you know. Quadrupled channel size, and it didn't matter. So I'm not doing it anymore. It isn't worth it. It's not worth the frustration. I'd rather just keep doing talk shows and doing what we do than experience what I experienced before and after my break. I'm not ever doing that again. Yo, what's good, Hellfire? It's not even abiding by that, we the people. It's just the audience has made it crystal clear that, like, they've answered me 3 times now on this question, and size of channel didn't make a difference. It's like, oh, the channel's bigger now. Nope, doesn't matter. We're not a gameplay channel. We're not. And that's fine. I'm actually okay with that. I think being a gameplay channel has its own challenges. There are people that have really giant channels, and that's all they do, and they can't do this, right? So you take the good with the bad. Like, there are certain things you get to do. Like, there are people that every day have to boot up and just play Warzone. That's what their audience wants. If they wanted to do this, it wouldn't work. They'd lose tons of people. So you have to take the good with the bad. Like, you have to kind of stay in your lane, and this is my lane, and I like it. It's not like I'm unhappy, you know? Yeah, it has spoken. What's good, Robert? Do you see time ranked Elden Ring as the 4th best game of 2022? I don't go to time to get my video game fixed, but come on. Yeah, I don't know why it would be 4th. What did they put in front of it? Story game stuff ain't for me. Not my cup of tea. Yeah, it just doesn't work. If it's big enough to cover, I'm probably going to play and don't want a single detail. Yeah, if it's story driven, people don't want to know the twists and the turns and the surprises. Going back to the old days, I love just listening to you talk while sitting in orbit. Oh, for sure. For sure. You provide good content talk show wise and gameplay wise. Yeah, I just think gameplay will be either less frequent, like we'll dabble, or it'll be something that we'll feel out. Like, I'll be honest with you guys, I want to grind DMZ gameplay. I do. I want to have that. But I don't know if that will work, you know? Because you've really got to grind. Spec Ops and the raids, I would love to grind those. But that's the question is that something that will fit with what we do here? Perhaps a channel called Reforge Plays, JK. Don't want you stretching yourself. I've got my own theories about that. We've gone round and round on should we just 100% do gameplay somewhere else? I don't know. We did that for a while and it seemed to be working, but that was in another era. It would just be weird to have a gaming channel where we're like, yeah, we don't play games here. I don't know. I think gameplay can work here. It just has to be either infrequent or it has to be, a sampling. And so that's the question. DMZ gameplay. I don't know. I like it. I like playing it. I like grinding it. And same thing with Spec Ops. And same thing with the raid in Call of Duty. It's like, hey, yo, let's go. Let's go play these things together. And we'll see what the response is. Because I'm taking another short trip in December, and I'll be back in town the day before the Call of Duty raid drops, like the day before. So it's like, hey, let's jump in and play, which means we have to grind Spec Ops. And I just don't know. I don't know if that's going to work because Spec Ops is grindy, right? They put Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, and The Quarry above Elden Ring? That's weird. VIP perk idea, late night gaming with Lono, no show, no stress, just hanging and gaming. I'm thinking through, because I do come in here and do things from time to time, and I've thought about that periodically, like, just throw it on and be like, hey, what's up, VIPs? You wouldn't get much engagement. I'd be, working. Many games, watching you play is useful info. Narrative games, the incentive is to actively avoid you. That's exactly right, Zubair. Right, like, if we get in and chop up Spec Ops, DMZ, and the raid in Call of Duty, that's helpful to the audience. They're like, oh, that's how that works. Oh, that's a good strategy for that mission. Oh, that was a great way to approach that one. Remember when we were trying to blow up the car in Spec Ops? You know what I'm saying? That's useful to the Call of Duty audience. They're like, oh, thanks. Now I know how to do that. About 75 llamas. Welcome back as a Reforge member. Thank you very much. Excuse me. So, do you keep Mjolnir next to you just in case? Yeah, that's why that's there. In case anybody breaks in. Yep, I'm ready. So, I'd like to test it out today, to be quite honest. I'd like to test it out today as the second stream. Let's just jump into some DMZ gameplay and see what happens. I'm curious. Yeah, I'll play Callisto Protocol this Friday. That's the day. I think it comes out Friday. Yeah. Elden Ring was an easier game to show gameplay because people were looking for any edge. Yeah, that was another game where you could kind of learn, right? You could learn, you could see me fail, you could see me try things. And I think when we did Spec Ops, I feel like it went okay, but I think DMZ has a bigger draw. I do. I think Warzone 2 DMZ gameplay, I think people are enjoying playing it, but I also think people are enjoying watching it more, and there's a reason for that. Spec Ops, it's always the same thing for the most part. You know what's coming, you know where the AI is, both as the player and the viewer. You're like, yeah, I know where everything is. I know what this guy is going to do, largely. Yo, Alapark, thank you so much for 3 months and for doing a Member Plus. I would watch just so I could see DMZ from someone else's perspective. What's DMZ exactly? I haven't checked it out yet. So if you're familiar with Tarkov, DMZ gameplay is extraction gameplay. So what you do is you go in with nothing or like one thing or a couple of things. You don't go in with much. And you're trying to do certain things while you're on the map. And there's AI attacking you, responding to you. There's also, I believe there's 10 teams of 3 live players in the server. And so you're trying to get all these things done, and then you're trying to extract. And when you extract, you can then take those things and maybe bank some of them, like guns that maybe you want to save for another time, or you can jump right back in and take them all with you, right? So what you're essentially doing is it's combining PvE, PvP, and Battle Royale all kind of in one package. I find it to be really enjoyable. That's why the thumbnail was like, I was wrong. Like I didn't think it was going to be that appealing. I thought like hardcore Tarkov guys were going to like turn their nose up to it. And I thought guys like me were going to dislike it, but it's the opposite. Everybody seems to be really, really enjoying it. We need to stop comparing it to Tarkov when explaining it. We should do what COD says and call it extraction mode PvE. Well, I'm not comparing it to Tarkov. I was just saying, if you're familiar with Tarkov, it's an extraction game. It's not like Tarkov. It's just if you're familiar with that, that's another game where you go in, work on stuff, and extract. $5 tip from Taylor. The Cycle Frontier, if you've played that, then you'll get DMZ pretty easy to whoever is asking. Yeah, the Cycle Frontier is another extraction game, PvE and PvP sort of intermixed, right? Thanks, Lono. Honestly, not a fan of Battle Royale games, but maybe I'll play with friends or something. Until then, back to Shoot House. How is DMZ as a solo player? That is most of my experience with it. I have found DMZ gameplay as a solo player to be perfectly fine. I feel like people are cooperative. I feel like they work with you. They help you. I've not run into any toxicity. They'll ping something on the map and I'll help them do it. And then I ping something on the map and then they help me do it. You can literally see, like, so if I'm trying to extract with hard drives and I grab a hard drive, it'll like pop up on the screen for my teammates to be like, oh, this guy's trying to get hard drives. I literally had a guy pinging hard drives for me because he saw that's what I was working on. Now, you can go to a map and you can slide over and see what everybody's working on, or you can just kind of wait for it to pop up. So, I really enjoy it. You do not want me in DMZ then? Why? What do you do in DMZ? It's only like Tarkov in that yes, you do tasks and yes, you extract, but that's literally it. Yeah, it's a similar genre. It would be like saying, you know, Apex Legends is a battle royale, and if you said, look, if you're familiar with like Fortnite and PUBG and H1Z1, that's what a battle royale is. But we know that Apex is so not like those other games. You know what I mean? I was watching to see him fail and to see how stupid summons were. Oh, when I played Elden Ring? Yeah. I troll the crap out of dudes at the Xfill. Is there much possibility for storytelling in DMZ? I don't think so. The opposite of pinging in Apex. Mozambique here, that's right. I'd be shooting everybody I come across. No one trying to help me. Yeah, when someone goes weapons free, like the minute you drop into DMZ, that can be a little irritating. It can. I think that can be a little irritating for sure. It's just one of those things where, you know, again, you got to take the good with the bad, you know. You got to take the good with the bad, and you know, and there are people that are going to go in and they're just going to immediately shoot everything. Just immediately going to shoot everything, and you know, you just kind of have to accept that there are people that are going to do that. You know, I don't get like frustrated with people doing that. It's just kind of like I tend to run away from those people. I was like, well, I'm just gonna go somewhere else, you know. Harmless toys that are safe for children. They got the Mozambique on there. That's great. That's great. Warzone 2 live. DMZ gameplay. Warzone 2. Warzone. Cool. I wish they had a find a group option in DMZ like they have in Warzone, so I could just make sure people can communicate. It's not necessary, but it does make things a bit easier. Thank you, Fonzo, for using the shirt command and the glasses command. If you guys are ever interested in what I'm wearing or what I have on my face or our coffee, we have commands in chat for that. If anyone can nail the experience, it's Apple. What are you guys talking about? Oh, you guys are talking about something else. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you need find a group because you can just go in and squad fill. I mean, I don't know. I've had a really good experience in the, and again, I was playing super casual. In my brother's basement, hanging out with my nephews, and I wasn't communicating with anybody. I was just kind of following my team, and they were kind of following me. I did the same thing last night on my couch. I think the only thing I messed up last night is I got in that rut of dropping in and immediately running and not sticking with my team. I was just running to like a SAM site. Sorry I'm late. What were you wrong about? I didn't think DMZ was going to be very good. I thought I said that it wasn't going to appeal to Tarkov and it wasn't going to appeal to people like me, and it seems to be that everybody's really enjoying it. Still using a Sharpie to fill the beard in. Can I get a link for that? Oh, the short where I did that? I don't know where that is. That was a funny clip. Pong was released 50 years ago today. Oh, cool. Does DMZ have text chat? If so, literally all you need. I don't know if it has text chat. I don't actually know. I did one time. 2 teams showed up. 3, in fact. I sent an open invite as a solo player. He joined me and my bud. We won the fight against the first squad. Second squad, 2 peeps just bailed. Yes, it has text shot. Thoughts on game of the year? I believe it'll be Ragnarok. If it goes to Elden Ring, I won't care. I think both games are deserving, but I think it goes to Ragnarok. It has lobby-wide text chat, but I don't know about team chat. I would assume it does. Is DMZ easy to learn for a noob? Thanks. I think they could do a better job of explaining it to you, but just play it a couple of times. Like, just grab, you know, the first mission is like, I think you just have to Xfill. And just go in, get some guns, and try to get out. Right? Just play it and just see. You'll figure out the system relatively quickly. Now, I think I'm going to play it. I think my second stream of today, I'm going to play it. We're going to see how it goes. Today, since we took a break, we're kind of getting back into the ritual. So like we're sort of shaking off the dust a little bit. So we'll try some gameplay this afternoon. It might go better than the talk show went because I think people are looking for gameplay, and I'll show you how it works. We'll take a lunch break. Ouch. We'll take a lunch break with members here, and then when I come back, we'll jump in and we'll play some. The Jeopardy isn't that high with DMZ when you first start. Yeah, you just jump in and try it out, you know. Text chat's a pain when using controller. Oh, for sure. You can go it alone and still accomplish stuff. I did multiple times when building a gun stash. That said, some faction and some normal missions get super difficult when alone. Yeah, there are definitely some, I think, that are more grindy and more challenging than others. Some of the DMZ missions are like, I don't know if I want to do that. You know what I mean? I'm behind on most things these days. Is DMZ free to play? Yes, because it's baked into Warzone 2.0. Yes, it is free to play. Which is another reason that I think it's going to have, I think it's going to have a lot of potential to go the distance. you know? Sounds like I enjoy trying it. Yeah. Yeah, you should. On PS5, you hold down the touchpad and you can text chat, squad or otherwise. And it's a pain to type on controller. Don't go in without friends. I enjoyed it by myself. There is one thing I'm super annoyed with, and it's the fact that a new bundle in the store is the only way to get a sniper scope that auto-adjusts for range at the moment, which I would like to use without paying. Wait, what? You can only get a sniper scope by paying money? PS5 supports keyboards for text chat. I don't know if COD does. I think you can plug a keyboard directly into your Xbox now too, can't you? Man, I don't know what's going on with my voice. It's like, it doesn't feel scratchy. It's just every once in a while getting scratchy. No, the blueprint has the scope unlocked, says Sven. What's your opinion on the co-op quests? Didn't try them, but what am I in for? So, I think Spec Ops could be much better than it is. I don't think that Spec Ops is particularly good. I think it has potential and promise, and you got to grind Spec Ops to get ready for the raids, so there is some purpose there. I just think the biggest thing hurting Spec Ops is it's just the same missions over and over again, and that's why I think people are just going to find DMZ to be more enjoyable and more exciting. Not only that, if you mess something up in Spec Ops, it's over. It's like, well, we got to start all the way over again because we failed to do the thing on the time. A lot of the times in DMZ, like if things don't go well, sure, you got to start all the way over, but it just feels different. It has that battle royale, like jump back in, DMZ gameplay has that feel of, I'm just going to jump right back in. And Spec Ops just doesn't feel that way. Not only that, but in the later quests, there's one where you have to use that scope to range targets at 200 meters for player headshots. At least that scope makes it way easier. Wait, DMZ has a quest where you're having to hit specific types of sniper shots at specific distances? It's highly dependent on when you choose to exfil. Ambush and or AI can mess you up real bad when alone. On the Xbox, you can open the menu, select channel, select party, select text chat, and then you can finally input your chat with your controller. Yeah, just do that really quickly. Oh, there's a guy over there. You go in all that. It gets way harder. Just wait. Oh, great. Wait until. By then, your team's across the map. Yeah. Hey, guys, I found... Hey, guys, I found something. And you come out of sending it, and they're in a car on the other side of the map. And you're like, oh, well. Never mind. Guys, there was a guy over there 3 minutes ago. Trust me. Yeah, that's right. Oof. Wait until. That was such a great day. That was pretty funny. It's so boring. Tasks after tier 3 are like a drag, and tier 3 drags. See, that's my concern, is it's going to run into the same territory that Spec Ops run into. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to grind DMZ gameplay. I'd love to grind Spec Ops, but I'm worried that we're going to get in that same territory of it's just unappealing. You know? When did Xbox get the Discord stuff? Sometime very recently, this week or last week or something. They implemented it. I thought they did it like right when I left town or maybe right after I left town. I don't think it was yesterday. Consoles are integrating Discord for the voice experience. Yeah, because it's a superior experience. So why bother, trying to support their own voice systems and party systems? Just freaking let people use Discord. You know what I mean? That's what I would say. Discord's just got a superior feel to it, and I think you're going to continue to see people feel that way, and they're just going to keep funneling to something that just sounds better than trying to use like voice chat or something. You know what I mean? Like, It's one of those things where, for the longest time, people have been using Discord for voice chat for all those reasons. So, you know, why not just integrate? Hope everything's going well. What's good, Silver Subaru? Why recreate the wheel? Yeah, like, why bother? Like, we don't need to. Just use Discord. Xbox has had Discord for about a month and a half. Yeah, they did something recently, though. Like, they increased the integration or something. They had it... They had this thing where you could, like, forward the call to your party or something. It was like a low-level integration, and now it's like almost like a full-on integration. Zubair's asking for likes. Thanks, Zubair. Happy holidays. Haven't been here in a few weeks. Have you had a chance to try the new Sonic game? Oh, no, I skipped right over it. We didn't even touch it. Like Lono said, it's not necessary. You can just ping things and get by without voice. I just think it makes things a bit easier. Oh, yeah, talking always makes things easier. I haven't felt the need for that, but I'm also working on pretty simple quests as well. You can link your Discord now and just go right into the Discord. Yeah. Did that game come out? Yeah, Sonic came out. You had to join the call on your phone and transfer it to your Xbox. Now you can just view the Discord parties right from your console. Yeah. PlayStation's in March. Should be in beta release here soon. Yeah, PlayStation's going to get a big update in March 23rd. And there's going to be a big Discord integration when they do that. But yeah, the Sonic Frontiers game, it came out. We didn't touch it because we were deep in the throes of Ragnarok. Because it came out the same week. Skull and Bones was originally going to come out the same week. You haven't been on your Xbox in ages. Yeah, I mean, I use my Xbox to play games with my kiddos and to play Jackbox with my family because I've got a couple of Jackbox party packs on there. It's going to be dope using Discord chat between PC, Xbox, and PC all playing separate games. It's going to be so nice. Like what we ran into the other day when we tried to play DMZ gameplay. Like we couldn't hear each other. And it with different platforms. Who knows if it was a bug. Like I don't even know what was going on. Sonic's already discounted. It's a nice game, but not Sonic yet. 2023 looking like it's going to be overwhelming. I'm guessing we'll see games that were meant for 2023 slide into 2024. It's very possible. It's very possible. I mean, the fourth quarter of this year has already, like, a lot of it has already slid into next year, for sure. Yeah. It's going to be so bad. So many more living rooms we're going to hear. Yeah. It is tough. Like, the microphone in the controller, when we were trying to play DMZ the other day, when I plugged my headphone in and I could hear what he was saying, oh, it was friggin' terrible. I could hear everything in his house. It was like, oh gosh, I'm glad this isn't working. It is so loud. Starfield 2024. No, I don't. Yeah, I think it's getting delayed again, but I don't think it's getting delayed out of next year. Wolverine 2024 as well. Yeah, maybe. If you guys are just tuning in, we've been discussing Warzone 2 DMZ gameplay, and I was wrong. I didn't think it was going to be that appealing. I am hooked. Our second stream today, we're probably going to check it out. We usually do a members like lunch break where like I keep streaming and hang out with the members. We're going to start doing segments in those streams. So you'll have to be a member to find out what those are. But the stream that we'll come back with in the afternoon, I believe we're going to be diving into some DMZ gameplay. It's a feature, not a bug. How else will I know if someone's breaking into your buddy's house before they do? That's right. Spidey will end 2023, then Wolvie will be 2024. Yeah, probably. Maybe. I don't know about Spidey. I don't know, though. That seems fast, but Ragnarok kind of came out fast, too, I guess. I'm really hoping the next Sony action RPG has less puzzles or cutscenes. Ragnarok is incredible combat, but it's so sparse. Hopefully Wolverine fixes this. Yeah, I wonder how that's going to flow. I don't think you'll be doing puzzles in Wolverine. I don't think you'll be doing puzzles. That'll feel kind of weird and out of place, you know. Discord basically just started existing on consoles. Devs need to recreate the wheel for voice chat until. Yeah, but I don't know. I've not used game chat in Call of Duty much, like in Warzone, but it's usually pretty awful. The solution to every puzzle is just cut it with your claws. Yeah. It'd be funny if they like took a dig at God of War, you know. I'm interested to see what happens with the Series S. Best Buy had pallets of them discounted for Black Friday. When I went back the next day, they were still there. Huh. That's surprising. It's been selling very well in virtually all markets. But I can officially say my comments on DMZ have aged well then. Well, yeah, I mean, there were people that were trying to tell me, they were like, you've got to get into the right, you know, headspace with it. And I think that's one of the challenges as a live streamer is there's the pressure to put on good gameplay, right? So the first couple times I tried DMZ, I was like, I don't get this. Like, I don't accomplish anything unless I Xfill. Well, once I Xfilled and had all those other missions, it was like, oh, okay, this is completely different, right? And once I was playing not in front of a live audience and could just kind of coast and take it easy and learn at my own speed, it did have a very different vibe. It also didn't help that before I left town, I wanted to play it. I was like, okay, I think I get this. I think I want to play. And we couldn't friggin' play. It just kept disconnecting our party. They had the wrong people previewing DMZ, and they didn't give them the progression. Playing a game on console with my PC friends, and they're like, use Discord. Huh? On my phone? No thanks. Oh, yeah. If it's not fully integrated, I definitely understand that. Logan mumbles, maybe I should cut it at every puzzle. Yeah. All right, bub. How do I solve this? I want to cut something. Discord chats are going to be like private party chats. It's not a public party. Oh, yeah. You still have to invite people. It'll be like a private party chat. Yeah. I understand. Actual players in general were very puzzled about DMZ. I think they could have done a better job advertising the mode. Takashi, it felt like Spec Ops all over again. I can see the potential, but you packaged it so frickin' sloppily. You explained it so poorly. What the frick? You know, it's like Spec Ops felt the same way. It was like Spec Ops didn't just explain things poorly. It didn't work. You know, the stars didn't work. So, I felt like DMZ was in a similar category. It's like, well, yeah, I can see the potential. I think I said it while I was playing the one day. I was like, it's like a rogue. Like they took the elements of a rogue and they packaged it. They packaged it into a shooter. And I think that it has lots of appeal. But then the problem became, it was like, stuff wasn't explained. It didn't run well. It was buggy. It was glitchy. You know. I use Discord on my phone for crossplay. Not an issue at all. The integration will be nice, though. You wear 2 pairs of headphones? Yeah, you might have to. If you do it that way. There you go. Or Star Wars or something else. Oh, that one's tough. That's a tough choice, Creature. I feel like the black... I feel like the black is more classy. Like it looks more like what we're going for. I don't know. There's something about the red that doesn't work. Maybe the red would work if the second word was inverted. If it was like black with white outline, I'm not sure. No, that probably wouldn't work. It's tough. It's tough. The black is classy, but the red pops and makes me think of Lego. Maybe you could do the black and make the brick red. Maybe that would work. Maybe that would give it a little bit of color to anchor. It's buggy, but not that bad, especially these days. You use a mixer. Turtle Beach has headphones that can connect to a console and a Bluetooth source at the same time. Yeah. You're still jumping through some hoops to get that done though, you know. Did anyone else see in MW2 that they're doing an event where you guess who is going to win each World Cup match and you can get reward blueprints? Oh no, I didn't see that. Sounds like a lot of hoops. Sooner the PlayStation, the better. Yeah. Yeah, it's just a lot. It's a lot. Is this the game today? Oh yeah, Ned's gonna win. Nice. Is Discord integrated on Xbox? It is. It is. Discord integration on Xbox has happened. Yep. Captain. Yo, what's good, Light Leap? Boo, Netherlands. Oh, Orange. Go. Orange. That's who I want. Come down. It'll be Ned and Argentina. It'll be Ned and Argentina. That's my call. We can't talk about it though. We can't get off subject. I think I use my mixer to project game sound party chat through the TV and headphones simultaneously so I can entertain the wife sometimes. Wrong about what? Yo, what's good, Enlo Eagle? I didn't think DMZ was going to appeal to hardcore Tarkovs, and I didn't think it was going to appeal to casual people. It seems to be appealing to everybody, right? You just want Germans to hate you, Lono. Netherlands are our arch enemy in soccer. Listen, man, I love Holland. I've liked them since the Euro in when was that? 2008? I've liked them for a long time. And funny enough, Light Leap, it was when Netherlands played against Germany that I was like, man, this team is legit. Like, their passing game was so fun to watch. I loved that show, but we can't talk about it. 75 Llamas. I think it's the best. It's some of the best content we've got from Star Wars in a long, long time. Impossible to predict the final when the brackets are not out. Yeah, I guess that's true. It might not even be a possibility. That is true, Eugene. Those two have to play in the semis. Yeah, if they have to play each other in the semis, and yeah, they won't make it. That's true. I didn't think about that. Are we just openly hating the Dutch now? That's gross. Yeah, it's funny that you make the joke that I hate the Dutch when I cheer for Holland in football. As Mexicans say, no era penal. It wasn't a penalty. I had the same expectations, honestly. I too am surprised to see how it seems to be catching on. It seems to be the shining star. Like, MW2, got a lot of grief and a lot of hate, and Warzone 2 is getting complaints about different things, and DMZ is like the shining star. At least it seems that way when I'm browsing, YouTube. Said football, not soccer, my life is complete. I prefer to call it football. I don't think it really matters, but yeah. That's all that needs to be said. Made in Holland, made in Germany. A cheese and a cheese grater. That's great. That's great. That's good. That's good. U.S. tied with England. It's now officially soccer. That's right. To honor your Dutch love, I left a meme for you in the Discord live chat. No, it's very funny, Light Leap. It's funny. Germany doesn't look great at the moment. LFG has nothing to do with Discord voice. You'll not join a Discord party chat if you LFG unless you willingly use the Discord functionality to join a Discord voice chat. Football and hand egg. That's right, hand egg. Amazing calling it football when you use your feet. I love NFL, but it's handball. That's right. When is the requirement for a name change, says Hilly. The country that invented the sport also called it soccer. The debate's dumb as F. England's all-time record against the U.S. Loss, draw, 0 to 30, 0 to 55, draw. Soccer was short for association. It's actually soccer. Was it actually soccer? I mean, it's hard because, like, globally, the global colloquialism, it's more commonly, people just call it football. Most played sport in the world, and tons of people just call it that. It's just quick shorthand in football. You know, that's what you're doing. You're kicking the ball around. Little game of footies. Yeah, I'm excited for Callisto Protocol. We'll be checking it out on Friday. It's both. Yeah, it doesn't. The people that are like, don't call it soccer. Who the frick cares, right? You know, who cares? The people that get real up in arms about it, it's like, yeah, you can call it either. The whole point of communicating is to have understanding, and you understand what I'm saying when I say it. Can we now discuss handball? No. Fantasy update. I got creamed. All my guys choked. I'm done. I'm not going to get any. I'm not going to place well at all. I don't care. So, I got auto drafted and then had a couple of good games and just haven't since. If that's true, why is it not called 3-inch puck instead of ice hockey? Yeah, that's true. Ryu. Do that. Because no one ever refers to hockey. Okay. I need the link for this. Unity. Football is American. Football is for the rest of the globe. Yeah, but like I assistant coached with an Irish guy, and he didn't say football. He said football. If you can't dedicate your whole Sunday to football, I can't be friends with you. NFL Red Zone for life. Let me set up redirect. This conversation's been over for about 20 minutes. I'm just stretching at this point and probably shouldn't be. I'll put a link in chat. Your live videos don't get saved anymore. Am I just stupid? I can't find some of your past live vids. I don't want to call you stupid, but you're probably just clicking on the wrong tab. It's home videos shorts live. Like, you got to click on the live tab. You're probably clicking on the videos tab. YouTube changed. It should be home uploads shorts live, but whatever. Since videos is generic, like shorts are videos, live streams are videos. Like, it should be home upload shorts live, but whatever. So you have to click on the live tab, and they're all there now. And we now go to members in the middle of the day so that I can have some lunch and have a break. We'll be back for a second stream. We'll probably be playing some DMZ. And I've got some announcements for the members and the segments that we're going to start doing in this section, because if you're not a member, I want to give you a reason to become a member, and I don't think I've been doing that. And if we can't turn it around, then we'll attack this in another way. But we're going to announce the changes and some of the stuff in this member stream. There's a link in chat. We're going to head there right now. Hang on, I need to do that to reset the timer. And then I need to put an announcement in the Discord. Hey, thanks so much for clicking on this. This is going to be another members-only stream, and I've got some announcements that I'm going to rattle off at the beginning of this video to make some things crystal clear about membership going forward. There is some stuff that we're going to walk back, but there is some new stuff we're excited to get into, segments and things that will make these lunch breaks with me, that's essentially what it is now, like a lunch break with Lono, it'll make them actually have something happening. So it's not just like this vague, nondescript talk show, because we want to start to see non-members, feel like, hey, I want to get into that extra content. I'm going to end the previous stream and redirect everybody over here that is a member. And the first thing I want to say